Hello and welcome into everybody tuning in on the YouTube live stream. It is so good to have you guys in here with us for the day. Once again, for everybody that's already joined us over on TikTok, thank you for being here. Now, if you haven't been here before, we basically debate Trump supporters until we rage quit, which typically happens at around the 4-hour mark. Might be a little bit earlier today. And the point of these live streams is to not only try to change the mind of the person that we're talking to, but also just to advocate for more critical thought and awareness for everyone, including maybe the liberals watching this live. Maybe you guys could take away a couple points that you could use to turn around and to try to change the minds of your friends, your family, your loved ones that still somehow support Mr. Trump. Now, before we hop into the debates, there is something that we need to go over. We learned some crazy shit this morning. So this morning, the New York Times reported that in Donald Trump's first term in 2019, he botched a mission by deploying Navy SEALs to go into North Korea to plant some type of listening device so they could intercept all communications from Kim Jong-un. However, when they left the, covert submarine and they were on a boat on their way to North Korea, a fishing vessel approached them. And this fishing vessel had 11 innocent fishers on board. And the SEAL Team 6 members gunned them all down and killed them all. So that's vessel, chat, not vessel. So that's what we learned this morning, is that Donald Trump literally deployed a handful of SEAL Team 6 members to go into North Korea, but on their way in, they encountered some fishers from North Korea and just killed them all and then turned around and left. So that's what we're learning this morning. That's all there is to the story. It's fucking insane. Are you kidding me? So something else. We don't know if North Korea ever figured out that it was us who did this. We don't know. But today, now they definitely know. The New York Times has reported on it all. And now North Korea is definitely in the know. And we'll have to see how North Korea and Kim Jong-un are going to respond. Maybe this will potentially increase and inflame global tensions. I mean, imagine if some other country sent some of their ops to America, killed our citizens, and then just turned around and dipped. So, I mean, who knows? We'll see what, the reciprocal effects of this on global tension are. If I had to guess, I would say that, North Korea knew about this way back when. They're going to have some intelligence resources. But, once again, we don't know. We are going to go ahead and hop into the debates for the day, though. So for everybody that is already tuned in over on TikTok, make sure that we are double tapping away on that phone screen and sharing out this live with a handful of friends. Then once again, for everybody hanging out with us on YouTube, it is so good to have you in here with us for the day. Make sure that you drop a like on that stream. But we are going to go ahead and hop into the debates now. I got to blow my nose, I'm going to be honest. So let's try to get a Trump supporter up here so they could start yapping so I could take a step back. Oh, and blow my nose. I definitely need to. Here we go, everybody. We are going to go ahead and get that very first guest loaded into the stream right now. Allow me a second to get my phone pulled up so we could see who is in the queue. Make sure if we are in the guest request, though, that we are following the rules, okay? If you find yourself in the queue, you got to be an American adult that supports Trump, that is ready and willing to come up here and debate. In other news, while we're getting this first guest in here, the last episode of Dexter Resurrection aired last night, and holy shit, it was awesome. Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
I'm sorry, Dean. Please don't ban me.
I'm going to ban you. I need to blow my nose, meaning that we need to get a Trump supporter up in here very, very soon. So I could blow my nose in peace, right? But let's go to get that next guest connected. Hop in that queue. If you support Trump, guys, please follow the rules. Please follow the rules. Please, 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 please. It'd mean the world to me so I could, blow my nose. We just need a Trump supporter to start yapping before I do that. We're going to go to get that next guest connected right now, guys. Let's go to get that next guest up in here literally right now. Here we go, guys. If you want to skip that line in the queue, go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat. We'll get you loaded up here. What's up? Are you MAGA?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you? Exactly. No, banned. Child, banned. Moving on to the next guest. We got Treyfish64
Oh,
loaded up. What's up? You support Trump?
yes, I do. I have coworkers that work with me that support Donald Trump. They would like to talk to you.
Yeah, for sure. Put him on.
All right, James, you want to talk to him?
Yeah,
Here you go.
Got a little bit of background noise. What's going on, man? So you support Trump?
yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Listen, man, I'm going to give you the mic. In fact, I'm going to literally mute mine and blow my nose. Tell us, why are you MAGA and why do you support Trump as president?
I support Trump as president because he protects the Constitution. I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe that the border's been open way too long. I believe that we're safer since Trump is in there. The borders are closed. The crime is going down. We've had a president for the past 4 years that let anything and everything happen to the American people. I'm glad that we have JFK, and I'm glad JFK was appointed Secretary of protecting our health and rights when it comes to vaccines. And basically, Trump is something. When I remember he ran in 2016 and came down the steps, I really never paid attention to actual politics till that day, and it's been great ever since. I got to see all the things and the changes that have taken place in the past 6 months since Trump's been in there.
Okay.
So I would like to know, what is your opinion on Trump, and why do you feel the way that you do against Trump?
Here's what I'm going to do. So you have some background noise, obviously, because you're at work. I'm just going to put you on mute. And then when I'm done talking, I'll invite you to unmute. It should just be a pop-up on your screen. Is that okay? I hope that's okay. But I mean, we need to go over a handful of things that you said. So first and foremost, the most glaring issue out of what you just said was JFK. So no, JFK was an old president of ours that died in the 60s. His grandson's name is RFK, or I think his grandnephew or some shit like that. RFK, not JFK. Now, there's a handful of other things that you said here. You brought up crime rates, you brought up the border, but what I want to first hone in on is the very first thing that you shared with us, which is that you support Trump because he protects the Constitution. This is belligerently false. In the last 225 days, he's infringed on the Constitution like 7 times. Last week, he violated the First Amendment when he tried to ban the burning of the American flag. That's constitutionally protected. His first day in office, he infringed upon the 14th Amendment when he tried to ban birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants. That's constitutionally protected. Last week, a federal court ruled that his tariffs were unconstitutional as he was attempting to take power away from Congress and vest it in himself. That's unconstitutional. Right? And I mean, I could go on and on and on. You even brought up the Second Amendment there. His first term, he passed the bump stock ban. SCOTUS ruled that as unconstitutional. 3 months ago, he's told the media that he could run for a third term and he knows how he would do it. That's unconstitutional. That violates the 22nd Amendment. And honestly, we should expect this from him because like 4 months ago, on his 100th day in office, he sat down and had an interview with ABC, and he straight up told them that he doesn't know if he has to hold to the Constitution or not.
Yeah.
I hear you, but like I said, I feel safer with Trump when it comes to the Constitution than I did Joe Biden. There was a lot of things that have taken place. I deal with all this stuff. I'm in the politics. I'm the president of the Louisa, Virginia Tea Party. So, I'm on to these politics and learning, who's candidate.
Yeah, I got to kick him. I just checked his posts. One of his posts on TikTok was about kidnapping, imprisoning, torturing, and unaliving a woman for 8 months. We're going to have to go to move on to the next guest. Let's go and get that next guest, Andrew, up here. Hop in that queue if you support Trump and you want to come up here and have a chat with me. Hey, Damien, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo, bringing up a great point. Damien with the $5 says, Trump recently threatened the Second Amendment rights of trans Americans, which is unconstitutional. Exactly. Jenna with the $5 as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. As well as Aaron, thank you so much for the $30 over on Venmo for potential medicine. This is so loud. For potential medicine and self-care. Aaron, that is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much for the $30. Everybody, show some love to Aaron down below. Aaron, I hope that you're having a good day. It's good to see you again. Thank you for being here. Let's get 300 Aaron W's down below in that comment section. ERIN. Appreciate it so much. What's going on, Femboy Pump? Do you support Trump? Finboy Pump does not support Trump. In fact, they left. They jumped. Moving on to the next guest. Off of the live. All right, let's see what that next guest has to say. We got JK08 loading into the stream. Here we go. Phenomenal. Here we go. All right, guys, go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that comment section and hop in that queue. Also, guys, if you're over on TikTok, please keep in mind that Trump supporters are scared of me. Just straight up. There's no further explanation. They're terrified. Thank you for the money gun. I appreciate that, Don. So if you guys want to see some debates, I'm going to need y'all to double tap away on that phone screen and to share this live out with a handful of friends. Trying to get this live to send out and across that For You page is just about the only thing that we can do to try to get Trump supporters in here. Give me another moment here. I'd like to thank Philip for the $13 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much, Philip. That is PHILLIPPE. I appreciate you for supporting the live. Thank you so much. Show some love to Philip down below. And welcome in Amos Moose. I know that you support Trump. Liam, it's been, I don't know, maybe 6 months since we've had a legitimate debate. Are you still annoying and insufferable and insane?
I'm not insufferable or annoying, dude. So if I was, you would know, because it takes one to know one. So let's have a conversation.
It takes one to know one. I dispute that logic. I don't think that you have to be insane in order to know that somebody else is insane. I don't accept that.
But birds of a feather flock together. Okay, so let's move on, Snowflake, to a real conversation.
Why are you calling me a snowflake?
Because you kind of, let's not go there. I want to, but I know that you want me to go there. But let's have a conversation. All right.
It's just super random. Okay, Liam. Why do you support Trump?
I want to jump real quickly. I want to be respectful. You talked about this mission of the Navy SEALs gathering intel, and one thing I want to say is I definitely don't appreciate, just because it hit me because my father was a Navy SEAL. Okay, BUDS training and all that stuff. I grew up around a Navy SEAL. So when you brought that up, this is a big thing. Navy SEALs are elite. They're the best of the best. Okay, and you and I will agree on that. But this is something that enlisting, okay, or being drafted or whatever it might have been, however you became a military member, you have to understand. You through lethal force, okay, if you're going to be detected and you're on a mission like these men were, you're going to potentially have to unalive someone who is innocent.
Yeah,
so for you,
they killed 11 people.
So
that
for
actually
you to
were innocent.
so for you to come up here and target, okay, Trump through this conversation of these men know that they might have to do this, and a lot of them have, is unbelievable, dude. I think it's completely disrespectful, because this is a fact of being a military member, that they have to do shit like this, and then they have to deal with the consequences of this later on in life. So you making this out to just be like a Trump fucked up again thing because we're gathering intel to protect our country and our nation, I don't even know what to say about that. I really don't. So go ahead and let's have a conversation on that, which I don't think you and I should even be having this conversation.
Then why did you bring it up? I asked you why you support Trump.
You brought it up. I'm bringing it to light that you should have never brought it up.
Is 11 innocent people dying bad?
Under what circumstances?
Dude, oh my God. Is 11 innocent
have a grown-up
people
conversation
dying
and stop
bad?
laughing, Dean. Yeah. Okay. So, if 11 people being unalived could potentially save millions of lives due to World War III, okay?
We got a utilitarian, folks. We got a utilitarian.
Does it justify the means?
So I'm not a utilitarian. But what I will say here is I could revise the question to fit your framework. Is 11 innocent people dying for no greater good, right? No greater good, bad.
For no greater good, 11 people unaliving is no, it's not a good thing.
It's bad, right?
It's bad, yeah.
Okay, right? So when I'm talking about Trump's fuck up here, right? I'm calling it a fuck up because he enacted a mission which led to no greater good in the casualties of 11 innocent
It's
people.
Kim Jong-un.
Definitionally speaking, Liam, pipe down, my friend. Definitionally speaking, that's what a fuck up is. That's what it is. He enacted a mission. He took responsibility as the commander-in-chief of the American military. He deployed our Navy SEALs to go to North Korea. They killed 11 innocent people. They botched the mission because then they turned around. They didn't plant any listening device. No greater good was yielded. That is definitionally speaking a fuck up. They didn't achieve the set out goal of the mission, and they killed 11 innocent people. That's a fuck up, man. I don't know what to tell you. And if you can't agree that that's a fuck up, I am afraid that you are just too far gone into the MAGA cult.
Is that the end of the conversation? That's where you go with it? Oh no, let's dive a little bit deeper. Again, apologies to anyone in the chat who served our country or is triggered by this conversation. This is a trigger warning. I will say that because as I went back to, I will state, this is not a light topic for you or I to even touch on, if we're even able to even do this.
Valkyrie,
I think it's fucked up and
one
bullshit.
moment. Valkyrie with the $10 on Venmo says, I deployed with the Navy Special Warfare Group 1, and Liam is delusional and doesn't know what he's talking about.
Why are you reading out the chat right now?
I mean, I just wanted to read out what Valkyrie said. Go ahead. If you want to change the topic of conversation into why you support Trump,
you want to back your you want someone to come up here that's more educated on this topic because you're trying to find a way out because you walked yourself into a corner, Dean?
What corner did I walk myself into?
Speaking on things that you should not be speaking on. Speaking on things that you should not be speaking on.
Are you telling me that I shouldn't be speaking on that mission because I've never served in the military and I'm not a Navy SEAL?
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Okay, you're pro-life, but apparently you shouldn't be able to speak on abortion policy because you're not a woman, you don't have a uterus, and you can never be pregnant.
So a woman gets pregnant without a man's sperm?
Well, men are just simply incapable of pregnancy, right?
So are we
so
jumping?
You're sitting over here, an individual without a uterus. Well, keep in mind, you have absolutely no right to talk about abortion given your framework. If you think I should be excluded from a conversation about a discussion on Navy SEALs deploying to go to North Korea and their missions and whatnot because I'm not in the military, I've never served, well, then you should be excluded from the conversation of abortion and women's access to abortion because you're not a woman and you can never get pregnant and you can never get an abortion. What's your response there, Mr. Liam? You still want to exclude me from that conversation?
I'm going to concede that, listen, if a woman can get pregnant without a man's sperm, then sure, I'm going to stay out of this conversation. Go ahead. Wait a minute. Tell me the medical.
Hey, I'd like to. Wait.
I'm not finished.
Wait. If you're saying that men should
Why
be
are
able
you
to talk
talking
about,
over me? I'm not done.
I'd just like to dispute what you said there because if you're telling me that men should be able to talk about women's access to abortion, it'll be super quick, Liam. If you're telling me that men should be able to talk about women's access to abortion, given that sperm would be necessary in order for the woman to be pregnant, well, here's my next question: are tax dollars of private citizens that have never served in the military necessary to fund and pay for the operations of our military members? Just like the sperm would be necessary for pregnancy, my tax dollars and the tax dollars of every other private American citizen would be necessary to fund and to pay for the operation of those Navy SEAls deploying to go to North Korea.
Tax dollars.
They couldn't do it without them.
Same thing?
Yeah, the pregnancy couldn't happen without the sperm, and that mission couldn't have happened without my tax dollars.
Okay, so the only time that someone has ever been protected by someone else is because of money?
Well, the only time our military is able to function and protect us is because of ultimately the money that funds the DoD paid for by the taxpayer. Yeah.
So what is a militia?
A militia is something that is not the military, is funded by the Department of Defense.
Okay. Could you call, a group of people that don't get paid to do something a militia?
Yeah, for sure, but that would just be something completely and totally separate and
You
distinct from
should
the
just
American
shut up then
military
and
and Navy SEALs.
stop deflecting. We're jumping around like uh, a ping pong ball or something,
Well,
dude.
I'm just simply
Stay
pointing
on
out.
point,
I'm just
bro.
simply pointing out the failures in your logic, where you think that nobody should have the right to talk about things that they don't have personal experience. If I can't debate, then why am I absolutely out debating you right now, Mr.
You are
Master Debater?
You're comparing semen to tax dollars, bro.
Yeah,
That's your
and the
debate
relevant
tactic.
sense of your argument that you should be able to talk about pregnancy and women's access to abortion, given that semen would be necessary in order for the pregnancy to occur. But the logical parallel in this sense would be is that the tax dollars of American citizens are necessary in order to fund and allow the military to exist and to operate. Like for instance, like those Navy SEALs, they get a paycheck. Who's it paid for? By the American citizens. Those Navy SEALs got off of a covert submarine. Who's that covert submarine paid for and continues to pay for it to run? The private American citizens. Who paid for their boat? Private American citizens. Who paid for their ammunition and their guns? Private American citizens, right? So I mean, yeah, the tax dollars are necessary in order to allow the American military to run in the same way you said that sperm would be necessary in order to allow a pregnancy to take place.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, back to the mission at hand that you're speaking on.
Back to, I mean, listen, man, if you just want to drop it and tell me why you support Trump, we could do that too. I feel like we haven't made any progress on the prompt.
I'm a Christian conservative. Okay, that would be first and foremost. Okay, so Donald Trump is not my perfect candidate. He's never been.
He's not even a Christian.
But he definitely aligns with the values that I hold close.
How could he align with your values given that he's not even a Christian?
I think that Donald Trump kind of honestly bounces around. I don't think in a lot of ways, I don't think that he stays true to what he truly believes. I think the guy's a hypocrite in a lot of ways. But this is all evident, obviously, in the Bible as well, with a lot of, like David in the Bible and stuff.
Are you comparing Trump to a prophet of God?
I'm not even close. I'm actually just comparing that we all have a wickedness in us, and I don't think that we're able to see that in the day and age that we live, because men no longer know good from evil.
Right, like Donald Trump. Here, quickly before I allow you to continue, I want to thank a couple people here. First and foremost, Mike, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. Let's get 200 Mike W's down below in that chat. I really appreciate you so much for the love. Mike with a $20 Super Chat says this caller has the same IQ as Trump. Yeah, that's being pretty nice to Trump. Sky, thank you so much for the $20 Super Chat over on YouTube as well. Thank you, Sky. Sky says, dude wants a grown-up conversation, but that actually means he wants to tone police while he cries harder. Yeah, bro, the first thing he did when he popped up here was he started tone policing me. He was like, okay, snowflake, you can't talk about these things. I'm so emotional, but you're the snowflake. Thank you so much, Sky and Mike. Show some love to Sky and Mike down below in that chat. As well as, hey, oh my God, I'd like to thank Damon for the $100 donation over on PayPal. Damon, holy shit, man. We just started the stream. We are on the very first debate of the day, and we already have fucking Damon dropping 100 big ones. That is absurd, dude. Thank you so much for the love. That is so much money. That is so kind of you. I do not deserve a single penny of that. For everybody watching at home, please show some love to Damon down below in our live chats. Thank you so much. Seriously, Damon. That is Damon. Let's get 1,000 Damon W's down below. Now back to you, Mr. Moose. You told me that you support Trump because you align with him, ideologically speaking, as it would relate to a certain set of values. I would just like to ask you a simple question. What values do you and the president share that makes you support him as president?
I think that Donald Trump followed through with, stacking the Supreme Court with conservative judges that gave human rights to children in utero. I think that that's an amazing thing, that he gave the voice to the power of the people at the state level. I think that's awesome.
I disagree.
Because I think that democracy is us all having a vote. You say that you no longer are a government of less government. You guys want more government, and I'm like, no, that's really not true here. You guys want to govern and put an ultimate legal term on a child
in utero,
Can you
right?
cut that yap down a little bit? Make your points a little quicker, my friend.
I'm saying you do not think that state by state that we should have the say of what happens with the life of a child.
So I think that human rights should be protected by the federal government. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree with that.
So you think that if everybody in Alabama wanted slavery back, they should be able to have it?
What's different what's different from
1 second.
Roe versus Wade? Wade, what was
Why
different
won't you
when we
respond to
had
my
Roe
question?
versus Wade versus California's abortion
Why won't
laws
you?
right
Why
now?
won't you be able to respond to my question? Right. So I just asked you if you think
I don't
that
want to jump to slavery and abortion, dude. Don't be a weirdo.
That was
Stay on
actually that was
point.
directly consequential from the fact that I asked you if you think that human rights should be protected.
Stop doing your bullshit. Stay on point. Dean,
I am on
okay?
point. You're getting off point. I asked you if you think that human rights should be protected at the federal level. You said no. Is that not just what the Confederacy wanted?
Again, I'm on abortion right now. I'm not on slavery.
Yeah, because you understand that this would be a natural consequence of your position is literally
stop
being
moving the
pro-Confederacy and
waving the-
pro-slavery.
stop
But
moving
you're
your
just simply
hand
not
like a-
going to engage in this conversation because you know that it makes your view look insane.
Stop waving the feminine hand and deflecting from the
Feminine
conversation at hand. Yeah, the little feminine wrists that you throw around. Okay, put it down. have a man conversation.
Yo, bruh. Listen, there's like about a billion things you could call feminine about me. You know, like I'm growing the hair out. I have like a more like feminine like face structure. I like it. I think I look good, right? But it is like I do have like a more feminine face structure, right? But instead of like going for any of those things, you go for my wrists? What?
Do you know how they say, like, the Miss America waves her hand, like, moves it around like that? That's what you look like. when
Wait. So
having
you're,
a
so you're telling me if I do this, I look feminine, but if I do this, I look like the best president of all time.
Absolutely.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay. All right. Stop it with this like silly shit. I don't even like, bro, like what? Like feminine wrist, dude? Like, come on, get a grip. Get a grip and respond to what I
Wave your forearm.
get a grip and respond to what I said. So once again, I asked you if you think that human rights should be legislated on at the federal level. You said no, indicating that you think that human rights should be legislated on at the
Case
state level.
case by case, Dean. Stop.
Bad, Liam. You've now been muted. You've been muted again. Liam, dude, no interruptions. Bad, Liam. Bad. Okay. I'm gonna pick up where I left off. Okay. So you told me that you think that human rights should be legislated on at the state level. Is that not what the Confederacy wanted? Can you just like entertain my thought here for 3 seconds and either affirm or deny what I'm saying? Do you not
Yes.
align with the slave owners on this issue?
I do. Wait a minute. Yes, I do agree. Okay.
Bro, dude. Okay. Well, there's the admission. What?
So do you think that though these two equate, that legally owning someone's rights to their
I'm just going to need a second, Liam. You just
Stop
admitted that you're like
muting me,
pro-Confederacy
dude.
and that you align ideologically speaking with the people that own slaves. Do you not see
No,
that as
no.
problematic?
I said that no, you didn't understand what I said. I agree that we needed to abolish, okay, one's idea that they can own someone else's body, okay?
But how do we abolish
like
that?
slavery.
How did we abolish that? We abolished that by protecting against those human rights violations at the federal level. But you suggested now 5 minutes ago that you don't think human rights should be protected at the federal level, meaning that you don't stand in alignment with the abolition of slavery in American history.
It's a totally different topic here, dude. What
But
you're
it falls
talking
under the
about.
umbrella of protecting human rights at
No,
the
it
federal
does
level.
not, dude.
What? Wait, so do you think that we have a human right to not be owned as property?
I believe no, I do agree with you on that.
Okay, so you agree that we have a human right to not be owned as property. Now, how do we
Absolutely.
abolish slavery? By enshrining that human right in our Constitution, right?
Yes.
Okay, and enshrining that human right in our Constitution that right was
But
protected at the federal level in
but
all
we didn't.
states of the union, right? So do you see
Wait,
here
wait.
how the
But we
connection is like seemingly obvious? You told me that we have a human right not to be owned as property, right? And slavery was abolished by enshrining this human right as to be protected at the federal level by enshrining it in our Constitution, right? Just like use your brain for more than 3 seconds here. This is very clearly an example of our federal government protecting human rights. You told me that you don't think our federal government should protect human rights, meaning that you wouldn't stand in alignment/accordance with the abolition of slavery in American history. It's like very clear. It's very sensical. I'm making perfect sense. And I know that I'm making sense to even you, but for whatever reason, you just don't want to acknowledge it because it'd mean that you'd lose the debate, which is crazy.
No,
to me.
I
It's
just
okay to lose.
listen, the thing is, I'm not totally tracking because you're trying to tie slavery, okay? And I understand what you're doing, but it's not really where my mind is going. If you wanted to go to abortion, I was willing to talk about that. But you're just jumping, and you do this a lot, Dean. You jump over to test someone's logic. You go right to slavery. You've done it. You do it thousands of times, okay? And I get it, okay? It's like you're trying to jump around and test somebody's debate tactics, their knowledge on subjects, and all this stuff. But it doesn't dive deep into the point at hand, okay?
It does.
You understand that? No, it does not. Testing someone's logic
With all due
is
respect,
not testing
Liam,
the
Liam.
problem at hand.
Liam, you have kids, right?
It's none of your business. Not relevant to the conversation.
I'm going to assume that you have a kid. Let's say they're like 7. Honestly, I could probably have your kid join the live and explain the conceptual relevancy of the point that I made. And for whatever reason, you as their 65-year-old dad who doesn't get it. Like, come on. Like, seriously. If there's like, I don't know. We have 9,000 people in here on TikTok. I wouldn't doubt it if there's like one like random 3rd grader in the audience right now. You know, they switched over from like the YouTube shorts to TikTok, you know. Maybe their mom's making them some lunch right now and they just happen to
Why are you
stumble
being
upon-
a jackass
And they just happen
right
to
now?
stumble across this live. You know, like that one random 3rd grader in the audience probably understands this point better than you. Like, I'm going to be honest. And listen, I understand that this comes off as rude. You know, like if I was in the position where somebody else was telling me that some random 3rd grader would better understand the point that they made, like I get it, I'd be upset too. Like, yeah, it's mean. It is. It's mean. I'd feel bad. But just because it's mean doesn't mean it's false, right? Like my point is so clear. It's clear as day, the clearest point ever made, quite frankly. You told me that you don't think human rights should be protected at the federal level. What is like the very best example of a human right that should be protected at the federal level to demonstrate that I'm right? It would be the human right to not be owned as property for life in relationship to slavery in American history. You don't understand the parallel. You don't
Okay, and
understand
yes,
why
I
it's
do. Okay,
conceptually
engaging.
relevant. And you're just simply like failing to engage.
Wait a
okay?
minute.
Facts
minute.
over feelings, my friend. Okay,
So-
I don't care if your feelings
Dean,
right, feel
stop.
hurt. Right, the fact of the matter is you're not tracking a very simple point here.
Okay, let's track. Okay, let's track back to your slavery analogy. So what you're saying is we took up arms. It wasn't the main issue, but slavery, okay, to give someone human rights. We fought for it in this country, okay? So you're saying that we should pick up arms and we should fight for a woman's bodily autonomy. My body, my choice. Is that what we should do here, Dean? Is we should form militias and we should battle it out state by state with our ARs? Is that what we should do, Dean?
I think that there's feasible peaceful resolutions, like just voting for a Democrat. Like,
No. Wait a
call
minute.
me crazy. Kamala Harris ran on policy to enshrine this in federal law. Call me crazy, all right? And by the way, if you want to make a parallel here, right, we could very easily turn the point back around on you. So you're telling us...
You
that
better
think-
turn it around because you're going to get dog walked, dude. Go ahead.
What's the dog walk?
Dog walking is you wanted to talk about slavery in the same conversation as abortion. So now I'm going to we're going to put it parallel, okay? You want to do this bullshit crap that you do. Now I'm going to do the same thing you are. I'm going to say, okay, we to literally give people, okay, human rights because of slavery, we picked up arms. Now you're saying let's take it over to abortion, just the way that you did, and say, should we do that, Dean, to give women everything that they supposedly want, because this is a woman's issue, no one else's, where they're violating a woman's rights. Let's bear arms in our country and fight for women. Should we do that, Dean?
Okay. So point number one, right? I do think that denying a woman access to healthcare, denying a woman access to abortion would be a violation of her human rights, as I think it's in violation of anybody's human rights to infringe upon their bodily autonomy without good reason. Point number two, right? I wouldn't say that like all human rights violations are like equivalently wrong. Right, I would say it's like significantly worse to be owned as property for life compared to be denied access to abortion. However, this doesn't undermine how bad it is to be denied access to abortion. And point number three, I think that there's like feasibly realistic solutions to allow every single woman and girl in America to have access to abortion that would be peaceful and not start a civil war. You know, like one of the feasibly realistic solutions to this would be to vote for Democrats in the midterms and then get abortion legislation codified in federal law, right? Either in 2026 or in 2028 if we could get a Democrat to win the presidency. However, like my fifth point here is if like you just kind of ignore all this nuance and you say, well, they're both human rights violations. To fix one human rights violations, we used arms and we started a civil war, so therefore we'd have to do it in this other circumstance too. Well, I mean, you think it's a human rights violation to kill a fetus. So if you think that these two things are comparable, this just means that you would be okay with picking up arms and starting wars in blue states where abortion is legal. Cooked.
No. Do you want me to answer that? I was going to ask.
Yeah, for sure. Please answer to that, because you wanted to ignore all the nuance that I described as it relates to why I don't think that is going to be the best fit option as it would relate to attempting to get all women and girls in America to have access to abortion. You just act like, well, because they're both human rights violations, we got to treat them the same. Well, if your view is if they're both human rights violations, we got to treat them the same in all scenarios, regardless of the nuance or context. Well, then regardless of the nuance or context, because there's so many human rights violations on behalf of fetuses in blue states per your pro-life view where abortion is legal, you just think in those states it would be okay for Republicans to pick up arms to like kill all the workers at Planned Parenthood or whatever.
You're turning this back on me, which was great. It was a great tactic. You did an awesome job. W for Dean for his crazy just pivots. Massive, great basketball player here. Anyway, yeah, no. You're not going to turn this back on me, because my entire point here, answering your question directly, not deflecting like you always do, is you made slavery and abortion, okay? You put these in the same conversation. Now I'm showing you the hypocrisy. Now you're trying to turn it back around on me, my hypocrisy. That's not how it works, Dean, okay? Not how it works at all. I'm showing the chat that you cannot stay on point and solve an issue. You have to deflect. That is your main point of conversation and tact in the way that you debate.
You misunderstand logical fallacies. So you're misunderstanding like what like a logical fallacy is, right? You've continued to accuse me of like pivoting and deflecting. So like a deflect or a pivot inside of a debate would be attempting to like shift the goalposts or bring up a point in which doesn't demonstrate or serve conceptual relevance to the conversation.
Absolutely.
However, like the points that I just brought up as it would relate to your view necessarily entailing that you think it'd be okay for Republicans and pro-lifers to start a revolution, a very violent one in blue states where abortion is legal because you think it's a human rights violation to kill a fetus, is not like a conceptual deflection, but is rather directly in relationship to your original point that you view this as a very black and white issue, right? If one group of human rights violations in one context, such as slavery, would justify a revolution, well, then it would also have to be the same in all other scenarios.
I want to thank the guest for...
Right?
I want to thank the guest for the galaxy. Can you be quiet for 1 second?
Right. You don't want me to be able to finish that point because you know that you're about to get cooked. You could talk in a bit. No, you could talk in a bit. Act your age, man. You're like what?
Only you can shut...
You're like what? 79 years old? Come on, man. Act your age.
Can I thank my gifters, dude, real quick?
You're like what? 84 years old? Act your age.
Can I thank my gifters? Stop for a minute, dude. Don't be disrespectful.
You're what? 87? Act your age. For sure. Go ahead and thank them for the galaxy.
Thank you guys so
By the
Now
way,
he's muting
by the
me
way,
again.
by the way,
This
chat.
is great tactic.
If you want to know what like a real pivot or deflection is, just look at what he's doing right now. If like
the
you're
exact
actually
same
curious.
thing you're doing, bonehead.
I didn't interrupt you to thank my donors earlier. I actually waited for you to finish speaking, and then I thanked them before I started responding to your point.
Dean, this is why you don't allow me to come up and debate you, because I cook you every time.
If you're cooking
Dude,
me, then why did you
seriously.
have to interrupt me mid-point and change the conversation to thanking somebody for a galaxy? It doesn't sound like you cooked me.
Because I'm a respectful person. That's why.
Adam, thank you for the galaxy. Hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead and finish responding to your point. Is that okay?
You're the host. Of course it is.
Adam, thank you so much for the galaxy once again. So, I mean, I feel like I've already made this point clear. For whatever reason, I have to repeat myself maybe like 5 to 10 times when I'm conversing with you because you just don't get it the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth. Now, once again, the point that I made in response to your claim that like all human rights violations can be viewed as black and white, regardless of the context, the nuance, like other feasible, like more peaceful scenarios in which we could use to resolve these rights violations, etc. You just made the claim that it's black and white. If a rights violation exists, then it is okay to use a revelation to end that rights violation because it was okay in the context of American slavery. So if that's your view, keep in mind, right, that's not my view. I gave a description about the context and nuance of the human rights violations on behest of women being denied access to abortion and how I think that there's more realistically peaceful solutions, such as voting for Democrats in the midterms. Under your view, you would have to argue that because you also think that it is a human rights violation to infringe upon a fetus's right to life and kill them via a woman getting abortion, that because it was okay to have a violent revolution in response to slavery, given your view, it'd therefore also be okay to have a violent response to blue states where abortion is still legal.
Yeah. So, we have to figure out where you're at. Would you be okay if we just reinstated Roe? Is that where you're at?
I'm going to need you to respond to that last point.
I don't think you really had a point that I needed to respond to. Tell me what point that you made.
Yeah, the point would be in accordance with your logic. You'd say a violent revolution to like kill pro-choicers and people that worked at Planned Parenthoods in blue states would be justified.
I never said that.
It would be a natural consequence of the logic that you suggested to me. And if that's
it's not even.
If that's not a natural consequence of the logic that you suggested to me, then neither would be the idea that a violent revolution would be justified in order to protect women's access to abortion. So if you don't accept that consequence, then you just reject the logic as a whole, meaning that your last point was essentially null.
Dude, I'm honestly trying my best here to continue this conversation with you. With honestly, you're trying to work your way, weasel your way out of this conversation.
Man,
That's what you're doing.
Listen, I know that you think it's weaselly to use facts, reason, and logic, but
No, listen, dude.
I don't know, man. I get it. Just kidding. I don't get it at all because it's literally logically incoherent and
again. If we
unintelligible.
legislated for Roe to be reinstated, would that be good with you? 24 to 28 weeks.
So if we had like
Abortion ban.
if we had like a new amendment in Congress to reinstitute Roe into the Constitution, or like a new ruling from SCOTUS, or even just federal protections through like congressional policy, sure.
Okay, that's 24 to 28. That's good to you. That's a comfortable area.
Yeah, that's a very comfortable area for elective lethal abortions.
What's the youngest child born in the United States of America, Dean?
The youngest child was born at like 21 weeks viability. However, I think that consciousness occurs at around 24. I don't think that viability is what would distribute moral value or make it right or wrong to get an abortion.
So a fetus that's able to survive via viability is not valuable.
Yeah, like obviously. Like imagine, right, like
that shows how uneducated you just literally.
Not at all. I'm going to finish. So like viability, right?
Why are you fucking muting me again, dude?
Because you interrupted me. Viability is only as good as like the medical is only as good as a medical what's the word? Innovation of like the country where like the pregnant individuals are. Like for instance, viability in America is like 22 through 24 weeks. However, like viability in like some European countries is like 28 weeks. But like imagine that we're having this conversation like 1,000 years from now, right? Like maybe it's possible that like the fetus or the zygote or the embryo is like technically viable at the moment of conception, right? Does that mean that in 1,000 years ago, from now, if like viability was technically like possible at the moment of conception because of incredibly advanced medical technology, that therefore I think that a unicellular human zygote is like deserving of the right to life? No.
Wow. So if that's crazy.
It's
So
not
you
really too
still
crazy. Like pigs, chickens, and cows are all viable life, but you kill them and eat them, right? Like viable life doesn't mean like morally valuable life.
does a pig, a chicken, or a cow know right from wrong?
No, just like the zygote.
Is a pig, a chicken, or a cow going to have a future like ours?
No, but the zygote could, right? And now this is where
No,
you start.
but the zygote could. Could the chicken, pig, or goat?
I'm gonna finish my statement. No, but the zygote could have a future like ours. So do we see now, if you want to argue the pro-life view, that the zygote or the fetus would be morally valuable, you have to completely move off of the viability argument and move to a new one, like a future like ours? Like you're just proving my point, right? Arguing
I'm
that
not proving.
viability is what would make the fetus valuable is just simply incompatible with like a sufficiently good pro-life view.
The only thing you haven't jumped to is tooth decay is the same as child development. Are we going to go there? Plaque is the same as, child development. Are we going to go there
Casey,
next?
thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal. I appreciate you so much for the love. I just don't even think that you got that point when I said it. How about this? I want to ask you, why do you think that a fetus's life is valuable?
Because I think it's a human rights violation. I think that there's so much more that plays into it that, again,
What gives the fetus human rights?
Life itself.
Life itself? And why does human life
Yeah,
itself
I mean,
grant
life,
human
life,
rights?
science. The best scientists in the world say that life starts at conception.
Right. And why does human life itself grant human rights?
Because that's what we do. We're supposed to care for those that don't have voices.
Wait, so you're
Okay.
saying that like you just simply like care for other people because they're a part of your species?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So my next question would be, if you just care for other people or like entities because they're part of your species, if we had like a frozen unicellular human zygote, it would be a part of your species. And we could even assume that this frozen unicellular human zygote will never be unfrozen at any point in the future. They are still an alive member of your species. Would you say that this frozen human zygote that will never be unfrozen has the same right to life that you do simply because it's a member of your species?
I think that it has a right to life. I think that under medical procedures and everything, if this could be, a future person, these are hard.
Wait. But we've already posited that it can't be a future person because it's going to be frozen indefinitely forever, right? So it can't be a future person, but it is a member of your species. And you told me that merely being a member of the human species is what gives you the right to life.
Yes, the potentiality of having a future like ours.
Wait, now
yeah,
you're
for sure.
equivocating. Being a member of our species doesn't mean that you have the potentiality to have a future like ours, right? You could be a human without having the potentiality for a future like ours, i.e. a brain dead patient or a frozen human zygote that will never be unfrozen. So stop equivocating, right? You're making a very illogical and uninformed argument right now by attempting to tell me and everybody else that every member of the human species has the potential for a future like ours, which is false, okay? There's many humans that don't. For instance, indefinitely frozen human zygotes that we know will never be unfrozen. Would they have the right to life merely because they're a member of our species?
I understand what you're saying, and I definitely want to answer that. That's
Then answer.
within the with. Stop being pushy, bro. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You're getting pushed
Being a
today.
fucking Stop being a keyboard warrior and let me answer.
You're getting
bro.
pushed today,
Okay?
my friend.
No, dude. You've muted me constantly. Okay, that's part of your strategy.
Wine, and cry. Cope and cry and wine, Liam. Answer the question.
I think that humans think that we can determine when life is valuable and when life is not valuable,
Not
especially
answering the
within.
question. Do you need me
I
to
am
repeat it?
answering the question, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, somebody's getting
Please.
emotional.
I think that doctors think that they can control life. Okay, and now when you're talking about frozen, zygotes and embryos and fetuses and parasites or whatever you might call them, dude. Yeah, I think that it muddies the water of the conversation, and it does not lead to a great outcome. Because we're looking at the majority, and not this is what you like. You like to deflect
So
to
Piss
the
Boy doesn't have
to
an
the
answer?
marginalized. Okay.
So Piss Boy doesn't have an
Okay.
answer?
So listen, that's not the point of the conversation. The point
Oh,
of
Piss Boy doesn't have an answer to the counter argument to demonstrate that his principle is not all encompassing.
No,
he
I'm
actively
just showing
contradicts
you that I
himself
know
in
how to
special
pivot
pleas
like you
in
do.
scenarios where he can't reliably explain why his principle doesn't apply. Oh, my name is Liam, and I'm going to ban women and girls' access to abortion, and I'm going to justify it by saying it's because I think that all humans that are alive have the right to life. But as soon as there are situations where my principle does not reliably apply, and it is obvious that it is both human and alive while invaluable, such as an indefinitely frozen zygote, I will instead accuse the person of demonstrating the scenario in which demonstrates my moral principles to be unreliable as being a massive POS that is just muting me, interrupting me, cutting my mic off, and using these special fringe scenarios to demonstrate that my point is flawed, but I'm just going to act like it's his wrong and I'm fine. No, my friend, you're special plain. You've been presented with a scenario to demonstrate that your point is weak and that you are a failure, logically speaking, and you don't want to engage because you don't want to be a failure.
Dean,
logically
you want to
speaking.
convert
Weak,
me?
very
You want to
beta.
convert? Wait, you want to convert me to pro-choice?
Dude, Liam,
Do it right. Do it right. Listen, you can
my
do it
friend.
right now. Wait, you can convert me to pro-life right now. You convince me that there's no such thing as sin and wickedness right now, and I will say yes. Every human being, every woman that gets pregnant is going to make the perfect choice, the best choice. Okay.
Nurse Susan, thank you so much for the $50 over on Super Chat. I appreciate you for that love, Nurse Susan. Let's give 500 Nurse Susans down below in that comment section. Thank you so much for the love. That is so incredibly kind of you. Susan with a $50 says these babies born early in 20 weeks have very bleak futures. Majority of brain bleeds, gut issues, and respiratory issues their whole life. I've worked in the NICU and PICU to see these poor children. Yeah, Susan, like babies born like in the very early stages of viability, yeah, they don't do too well. But I appreciate you for the $50, Susan, and that is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. You know what, Liam? Like I said, I haven't talked to you in like 6 months or so. I decided
Dean,
to
you
give
can
you a
listen.
chance.
You can draw. Listen, you can draw.
I decided to give you
Hang
a
on a
chance again
second.
today. But
Hang on one
But
second,
then I
dude.
gave you like a counter argument to your position, and
Respectful,
now you're not
bro.
engaging in it.
I am engaging it. Listen, be respectful. You have a lot of people. You almost 10,000 people in here. I don't know how many of those have been bought and paid for. But
What?
anyway,
Wait, do you think I pay for my viewers?
probably.
But
I
you've
don't
been
know,
in here
dude.
since we had 3K viewers. We've been debating for the last 30 minutes right after I started the stream. You've watched my viewership naturally grow the time you've been up here. You actually have like so much reason to dispute your own analogy as you have personally watched me from the moment I started the stream until now gradually gain more viewers as the live has gotten more traction in the For You page. You have seen the evidence to refute
yes.
that I'm buying and paying for viewers.
And part of that is because of my popularity, and part of it is from you paying for your viewers coming in.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. You know that's not true. That's not true.
I know it's not true. I'm just messing with you. But dude, listen,
We're going to move on to the next guest. All right. No, man, that's the first time I've talked to him in months. If you're curious, there's some background there. I understand for like the average viewer that doesn't know him, doesn't know my conversations with him in the past, you probably just looked at me and you said, oh, Dean, you're so disrespectful. I promise there's lore there. There's lore there, chat. Okay. Liam is not a first timer. He's not a first timer. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. I'll happily get you up here. Please make sure if you are in that queue once again that you are specifically MAGA, as well as AJ. Thank you for the galaxy, my friend. That is very kind of you. I appreciate everyone so much for all the love today. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, you could actually find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. But we're going to go to get that next Trump supporter up here right now. What's going on, Savannah? Do you support Trump? Savannah, hello? All right, Savannah's not here. We are going to go ahead and move on to the next guest. We got Ace connecting. I think I recognize Ace too. Let's try to get Ace up here. Once again, in the meantime, guys, make sure that we're double tapping. What's up, Ace? Do you support Trump? Ace, hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you MAGA?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I am.
Okay, before we hop into the dialogue, let me thank a couple people real quick. Yo, dude, my friend, Vinny, thank you so much for the $50 donation over on Venmo, Vinny. That is so incredibly kind of you. That is so much money. Thank you so much, Vinny. I want to see 500 Vinny W's. Now, Vinny specifically asked me not to read their message out loud. And I just read it. I won't do that, man. Vinny, I just want to let you know that you should be proud of yourself. Don't feel guilt because of who you are, because of who you were. Feel proud of the man you are today, especially after reading that message. You weren't in the many few that was able to get out of that specific place on the internet. Good for you, my friend. Thank you for the $50 donation. As well as Jared with the $10 on Venmo says, crazy pro-lifers already harm people over abortion. Maybe it would be right to return in kind. Well, I appreciate you for the $10. Aspen with the $10 as well, saying Trump infringes upon life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of all Americans. Dead ass. Then Natalie with the $20. Thank you so much for the love. Let's get 200 Natalie W's down below. As well as Mark with the $10. Thank you so much. Saying, Dean, it's crazy to say there's that there's peaceful ways to debate policies. This guy's so emotional. His emotional demeanor can only deflect back to violence, and somehow he thinks he is Christian. He's a very bad Christian. And then Aaron, once again, with another $25 on Venmo. Thank you, Aaron. And Aspen with the $25 as well. Aaron says, for standing up for us. Thank you so much. Then Aspen says, your voice is important. Keep fighting these idiots. I will never stop. Let's get 250 Aaron W's, 250 Aspen W's. Seriously, you guys. We've only been live for an hour, and you guys have already been so very kind today. Show some love to our donors down below. And Mr. Ace, take it away. Why the hell do you support the worst president of your life, Mr. Donnie J. Trump?
I have respect for him for, in order for him to prove he's not racist, do stuff for the black community, house people in his towers for free when all you did was say sorry when you said the N-word.
Okay. So why do you support Trump? Because he apparently has done things for black Americans?
Yeah, and to prove that he's not racist because you guys call him racist, he's done plenty of things for the black community.
Yeah.
But all you've done is say sorry for saying the N-word.
Yeah, I'm just going to ignore your comments about that. We're here to debate about Trump. That's old news. Now, moving back on to why you... Of course it is.
So if Trump said sorry for stuff he's done, is it okay?
Do you really want me to go into this conversation with you?
I'm just trying to,
Lizzie, thank you so
open
much
up
for
a
the galaxy.
narrative
Appreciate
here
you so much for the love. It's just rage bait.
saying sorry.
Right,
saying
so
sorry
Ace,
doesn't do anything.
so the reason why I'm a little bit begrudged from having this conversation with you is because I know that you're just rage baiting, Ace. You actively support a president that called all black people lazy. You actively support a president that called for Obama to not be president, essentially because he's black. He told his supporters that he was born in Africa.
That's false.
Oh, he didn't perpetuate the birther myth of Barack Obama?
Oh man, come on, he's not racist.
Oh, okay. Wait,
He's,
so if
sorry's
he didn't,
okay, right?
so if he wasn't,
Sorry's okay, right?
So if he didn't post the 100 tweets,
Sorry's okay.
well, I'm gonna have you answer my question. So if he wasn't the one that posted the 100 tweets on X from 2012 to 2016 saying that Obama was born in Africa and that he wasn't born in America, and that makes him disqualified from serving as our president, right? And keep in mind, right, Obama supplied his birth certificate from Hawaii, and the only reason why Trump said he was born in Africa is because he's black. So if he wasn't the one that posted those posts on his Twitter, then who was?
How does that say he's racist when he's just saying that someone's born somewhere?
Yeah, because he said that Obama was born in Africa with literally no reason. Obviously, the reason why he said that is because he's black.
No claim that he's racist.
It does, because obviously the only reason he said that is because Obama is black, and there's a lot of black people in Africa.
Okay. I don't think that's calling it racist, but
well, the reason,
to each his own. But you actually said the
very specific
and you said
reason,
sorry.
The very specific
Sorry.
reason why it is racist, Ace, is because he attempted to limit his job opportunity because he was black. Attempting to limit a black man's job opportunity because they're a black man is racist.
Well, couldn't you say that you said sorry because you were being racist and you want your followers to think you're not racist?
Well, once again, I don't think I'm going to entertain a conversation
Maybe
with you about me and my past that we've already gone over so much here on the stream and publicly on the internet, because I know that you don't actually care, right? Right. And the way
I
that
mean,
I'm demonstrating that you don't actually care is because you actively support an incredibly racist president, right? Like other like racist things that Donald Trump has done is like saying that undocumented immigrants, like they all come from prisons, they have escaped mental asylums, right? He said that they're poisoning the blood of the country, right? He's been treating undocumented immigrants like shit. He even said that you could like look at immigrants and just tell if they're good or bad based upon the way that they look. I mean, he's like incredibly racist in a sense against Palestinians too, right? He's like actively working with Netanyahu and Israel to ethnically cleanse the remaining Palestinians on the Gaza Strip to build a Riviera to give to Israel. I mean, we could go over like all of these examples and more, my friend.
how do we know you haven't said the same thing? I mean, you said the N word, so how do we know you haven't said the same thing?
Exactly. That's what it just all relates back to. So yeah, when I was 14, I did say the N word, and it was bad. And I'm very proud of
And
the
you're
fact that I don't
racist.
say the N word
You're
anymore.
racist.
I
But
don't,
what have you done for the black community to prove you're not?
and I don't,
Besides say sorry.
and I don't think that I'm racist either. I don't think that I'm racist today. Absolutely not.
Well, I mean, your thinking doesn't matter. It's the people's, you know. So
Well, that didn't
saying
make any
it,
sense.
you can say you don't think you're racist all the time, but your actions kind of prove that you kind of were at one point. But all you did was say sorry. But what have you done in the community to say you're not?
So why would I tell you the specific things that I've done that in my mind I've helped Black Americans in this country? Like it would just kind of come across as like virtue signaling. Like for instance, if I were to like to turn around and like tell you about like the money that I raised for like multiple Black charities over the course of last year, just kind of come across as like virtue signaling, or if like we were to go over like the $9,000 that was raised in 30 minutes to provide clean drinking water to 50,000 people in the Congo for the next 6 months, that would also kind of come off as virtue signaling. You know what I mean? So it's like it just kind of sounds disingenuous in a sense, right? And especially considering the fact that I know that you're a bad faith actor, you don't care about racism because you support Trump.
No, I support. I mean, I'll definitely support Trump, but I'm trying to prove
give me one good reason why Trump is a good president.
He's really working for the people to make things livable and all that.
What is
and
one?
He's getting a lot of fight back.
What is one
between
good thing that he's
people.
done for the average American in the last 7 months?
I think tariffs were good.
Oh, so the tariffs
Yeah,
were good.
I think you need to. Yeah, we need to start making stuff here, making things cheaper for small businesses to buy here. And you're going to go on about all this statistics and all that, and you want proof,
Keita, thank you
paperwork.
so much for the $5 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much, Keita. Go ahead.
But you know,
And Ava
it's-
with the $5 as well, and Stein with the $5, and Rachel with the $5, and
It is
Casey
what
with the
it
$5.
is.
Guys, thank you so much for the love. Okay, now going back to you told us that the thing that Trump has done in the last like 250 days that has helped the average American is his tariffs. I very strongly disagree. We're gonna hone in on one thing.
Okay.
So you brought up small businesses there. So tariffs actually really hurt small businesses because small businesses don't have the billions of dollars of capital to build the manufacturing plants required to produce the raw materials required to make their goods in America. And many small businesses will outsource to the raw materials produced in other countries, import them into this country to make their goods here for that reason. Now, when you impose the tariffs, it makes those raw materials significantly more expensive for the small businesses. Meanwhile, it doesn't serve as much of a detriment to large businesses, given the fact that the large businesses are the ones with enough capital to invest in manufacturing plants in this country for their raw materials. Tariffs are also generally bad as they drive down innovation. So competition drives innovation. That's a very basic economic fact. And tariffs are supposed to limit competition from foreign goods and companies in the American market. And because it limits competition, it thereby, virtue of that fact, would also limit innovation. So they hurt small businesses, they limit innovation, and inevitably a lot of that tariff is passed off to the end consumer through the price of a good by the producer or the seller in America. And of course, you spend more money on what you consume, the less money you make. So it's essentially a regressive tax on the poor.
Right, but you're assuming that there isn't a millionaire, billionaire that is going to invest in a plant that can make products for people here in the United States to sell to the small businesses, where in fact we'll turn around and make things cheaper for the small businesses.
Yeah, real private fixed
You
investment
understand?
into American manufacturing plants has gone down in the last 2 quarters under Trump.
Well, that's the whole. That's the point. Is we got to get tariffs going, and everything's going to take time.
Yeah, they've
You
been
want
going,
everything to just go right now.
real private fixed
and
investment
be
has
like,
been going
"Oh."
down since he imposed the tariffs on Canada and Mexico in his first term, and it's also been going down since he imposed the universal tariffs on like April 2nd.
You don't think people are waiting for the data to come in to be like, all right, let's now everything's good. We can start building these plants to start building stuff for, the small businesses and consumers to get things cheaper here.
What data?
And keep the money here.
What data?
I'm saying you're waiting on the data for the
what
tariffs,
data?
the money coming in. If it's really going to be affecting that much.
What specific data?
I don't know, bro. Any data that comes in,
Dude. So then you're just saying a word. So I give you an argument to demonstrate that what you're saying here is incorrect. That in the last 8 months of Donald Trump's tariffs, investment into American manufacturing has gone down for the first time in years. And then you're responding to that by saying, "Oh, they're just waiting for the data to come in." But you don't even know like what specific data. You don't have a claim. You only have words.
Nah, bro.
You guys continue to prove day in and day out that you're just members of a cult. You live a very sad life, and I hope one
We're a
day you
cult.
pursue
We're a
intellectualism, Mr. Pissboy.
Well, I hope one day, you do more than say sorry for being racist. bro.
Oh, and then it's back to that original claim, which we've already gone over. We've already
you want
debunked,
to
and we've
stop
already
me from my
refuted.
talk.
Seems like Ace is just a little upset piss boy that is mad he got beat in a debate by somebody half his age.
Nah, I'm good. Go ahead and spend the rest of the 6 hours you're on here looking for Trump supporters, and taking people's money, bro. You have a good one.
Oh, taking people's money. I don't take people's money. They voluntarily donate it to me. You don't want to respond to that. He left. Let's go to move on to the next guest, guys. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. We will bring you up here. We're going to go to get that next guest, Peter, loaded into the live right now. Speaking of money, hey, Alina, thank you so much for the $15 over on PayPal. Alina, that is incredibly kind of you. Let's show some love to Alina down below in that comment section saying you are the reason I won my last debate in Debate Club. I started listening to you as a way to help educate myself, and you've helped me learn so much, including the people that are idiots. Good for you, Alina. I'm really proud of you. Good shit for winning that debate. Hell yeah, that makes me happy. Show some love to Alina down below. As well as Caro, thank you for the money gun. Jaden with the $5 on Venmo, thank you so much. And then Chepis with the $10 over on YouTube. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, Chepis. And hey, welcome in, Peter. Do you support Trump?
Hey, dude, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Are you MAGA?
MAGA's a little extreme, but I think, morally in the back of my head, I think I would obviously support the president of the United States.
Okay, so do you think that he's a good president or a bad president?
He has his positives and negatives for sure, but
overall, at the end of the day, would you say that if Kamala Harris was elected right now, things would be better off or worse off?
I can't say that because obviously she's not the president of the United States. I mean,
all right, my friend, if you can't answer that question, unfortunately, we're going to have to move on to the next guest because I fear that your view is just a little bit too vague, but I hope you have a good rest of your day, Mr. Peter. We're going to move on to the next guest. Hey, Nico, thank you for the $5 on PayPal saying, Dean, stop taking all my money, please. You're taking it all. And thank you so much for the $5, Nico. As well as Cameron, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. And Renee with the $10 on Super Chat. What's up? Do you support Trump? I'm the one. I'm going to give you around 5 seconds here to respond. Do you support Trump, my friend? All right, they're not here, so we're going to be moving on to the next guest, guys. Only join that queue if you support Trump. Only join that queue if you support Trump. We have rules. We need to uphold them. Only join that queue if you support Trump. What is up? Do you support Trump? Are you MAGA?
Hello? Wait, am I on?
Yeah, do you support Trump?
Oh my gosh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be in queue.
No worries at all. I hope you have a good rest of your day, guys. Make sure that if you are in that queue, you do mean to be there. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. Also, if you're watching and you're a woman that supports Trump, please hop in that queue and let me know in that chat. I don't think that we've had a MAGA woman on the live for like a week now. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
35.
Great. Could you disconnect like any like headphones, headsets, or Bluetooth devices that you have plugged into your phone and come a little bit closer to your mic? Great. While they're doing that, in the meantime, guys, make sure that we're double tapping and drop a like. There we go. So much better. Take it away. Why are you MAGA?
Well, so you'll say the Obama stuff, but I actually did vote for Obama when I voted. That was the first time I voted. I am pro-Trump now.
Okay, why?
Basically, honestly, it's just kind of the things he does and the things that are, as I am as a 35-year-old man, the things that we need to be done in this country and stuff. It's
Okay.
just kind of
Name a handful
living
of
through
things
all the
that
things
Trump
that
has
I've lived
done
through.
that makes you support him.
Well, it's honestly just like the positive things that I've learned in my life and things. You're a young man, and I appreciate you doing what you do and the things that people support you for. I can understand it, and you've done things in your past, and everyone's done things in their past, and you come up to this part of your life where you learn new things, and as you get older, you'll learn new things. And
Okay, well, as
different
a
things that
as
you
a
need to
as an
have in your
obviously
life
like
that are
more intelligent and wiser older man, I'd ask you to educate me. Please educate me on the good things that Trump has done that makes you support him.
well. It's just just listening to your conversations over the last three people you've talked to. It's just I understand that in your justifications of how you feel about abortion and those things that make you feel like that's right for you, and I feel like I sympathize with the people that go through bad things and that they're in bad parts of their life and they have to like make decisions and stuff. I understand that, and like you said, there's 10 states where they can't. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and I understand that that's terrible and that things happen, and
my friend,
but like.
please specify the things that Trump has done that makes you support him. Please.
I'm just telling you that's it. One of the things I support his things on that, but I was getting to the point. Like I'm not an asshole. I'm not going to sit there and just be like, I don't think these people should not be able to do these things. But I also think that there's value in things that aren't just based on timelines. It's sad that the timeline is what, like, you know, I'm sorry. I don't.
I don't understand. I want you to be clear. Please be very
Okay.
excruciatingly clear. What are the good things Trump has done that makes you support him?
So like there's things like let me see, hold on. So let's go one talking point then, I guess. So um honestly, you asked before too, you asked the last guy whether you thought that Camilla would be a better president, and I don't think
All right, I'm going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. Hop in that queue. If you support Trump, we'll happily get you up here for a debate. We got vote for Johnny loading in. Here we go, guys. Yo, Trudy, thank you for the $5 on Super Chat. Appreciate you for the love as well as your message. I'd also like to very quickly thank, let's see here, Sky with the $10 saying, this one sounds fun, the things he does, and then can't answer what he does. Yeah, no.
Yo,
you
yo,
know,
yo, yo, yo.
You never answered the question, so unfortunately we just moved on. What's up? Are you MAGA?
What's good with you, bro? No, I'm not. Hell no.
Base, Johnny, unfortunately, we're just looking for Trump supporters. Make sure that if you're in that queue, you're following the rules and that you are a Trump supporter. Please, 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 please. We're going to get that next guest Tay up here right now, guys. Please make sure if you're in that queue that you're a Trump supporter. We're just looking for debates, folks. We're just looking for debates, folks. As well as, hey, Ducky, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying feeling a little bit better today. Have a happy Friday, Dean. I'm happy to hear that you're feeling better, Ducky. That's awesome news. Show some love to Ducky down below. She's been feeling under the weather as of recently. Good to hear you're doing better. What's up, Tay? Are you MAGA?
Hello?
Hi. Are you MAGA?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm freshly 18,
Okay. What's your birthday?
August 14th,
August 14th. What year were you born in?
2007.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go and thank a couple people here. Just give me 3 seconds. I only have like 3 people to thank. Mr. Vinny, dude, thank you so much for the $50 donation on Venmo. Vinny, that is very, very kind of you. That is so much money, man. Thank you so much for your generosity. Vinny with a 50 big ones. Show some love to Vinny in that chat, by the way. Says, thanks, Dean. It's been a journey with a lot of reading into philosophy to change who I was. I keep on doing what you're doing, and you're definitely going to influence and change and be the change this country needs. Vinny, I'm seriously proud of you from your earlier message. Just know that I'm very proud of you, man. I won't share your earlier message as you asked me not to, but I'm very, very proud of you, bro. And thank you for the $50 donation. As well as Patrick, thank you so much for the $10 saying, tell that last guy I'm 40 and he's got a lot more to learn. We all have more to learn, Patrick. Thank you for the 10. As well as Libby, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Show some love to Libby in that chat. Libby says, I'm a 31-year-old and I've always been a liberal. Based, Libby. You're a queen. Now, Tay, take it away. Why do you support such a terrible, terrible president, Mr. Donald Jimothy Trump?
Oh, wait, I'm so confused. So, is this chat supposed to be we support Trump or we don't support Trump?
If you do support Trump, and I asked you if you support Trump, and you said yes. So why do you support him?
Because I support him because I think he is making America great again because, like, with the borders he's doing, with the borders he's putting on, and the one thing I am not for is that he's pro-abortion, and I am for abortion because I am a teenage girl and I think abortion is good. And with the taxes and everything he's doing, couldn't even vote. So
Okay. Well, how about we just start there? So
and the tariffs he's putting on.
okay, if you think that women and girls should have access to abortion, then you shouldn't support Trump, right? Because like you understand like how like gravely harmful Donald Trump has been, not just to women and girls, period, but more specifically to their access to abortion. Today in America, 66 million American women and girls do not have access to abortion because he directed SCOTUS to overturn Roe v. Wade, and there is 60 victims of rape that were impregnated that are denied access to abortion every single 24 hours in 10 of our states because of those bans onset by his direction to SCOTUS overturning Roe v. Wade. Now, if you're telling me that there's some overwhelming goods that makes you support Trump even though he's done this very bad thing, I just ask you what they are. You started off with a border there and immigration policy. What has Donald Trump done good for immigration policy in this country?
He is getting rid of illegals that are coming here without green card or waiting their turn to come in. And I understand that is what I'm very strong on is immigration, because I feel like these comments are really getting me, because I'm really strong on immigration because yes, I was born here, but if you look at statistics and everything, the crime rate has gone up drastically ever since people have been coming into America.
It's actually not true. So undocumented immigrants have a downward pressure on crime rates. They're 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes, 3 times less likely to commit property crimes, and 3.5 times less likely to commit all other crimes. So they drive down per capita crime rates in this country in all 50 states. And that is according to research and statistics and studies done by PNAS.
I don't know where you're reading that information, but
PNAS. That'd be the source. PNAS. PNAS. Well, okay. I got it. We'll just do the PNAS. Sorry.
okay. And then next question, like, do you want me to keep naming stuff, or do you want to ask me? I don't understand.
Yeah, no, for sure. Feel free to like continue to name reasons why you support him. Okay, that's one reason why you shouldn't support him. Though, is mass deportation is actually very harmful, according to the American Immigration Council. If he were to remove all undocumented immigrants tomorrow, our GDP would crumble by 1.1 trillion through 1.7 trillion dollars per year. And the reciprocal effects that a significantly worse off economy would have on us is also drastic. It would increase poverty. And by increasing poverty, it would increase crime, since a lot of crime is consequential of poverty. So, you know, it's funny because your argument is like kind of self-contradicting. You told us that undocumented immigrants increase crime rates when in all reality they reduce them. But one thing that actually would increase crime rates would be a mass deportation.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you wanted to go over, or should I move on to the next guest? Okay, well, they actually left. So we're going to go to get that next Trump supporter up in here. Hop in that queue if and only if you support Trump. We'll happily get you loaded into that live. If you're watching and you'd like to support me and what we do here with these debates, you can find my Venmo.
I don't support Trump. I support Hitler, and I hate niggers.
And you are banned. Banned. If you'd like to support me, once again, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got Jason connecting into the stream right now. Fantastic. Here we go. What is up, Jason? Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Okay. How old are you?
22.
Okay. What year were you born in?
2003.
All right, Jason. Can you come a little bit closer to your mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear
Awesome.
me?
Yeah. Awesome. So, go ahead. So why do you support Trump?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to kind of critique one of your arguments. I agree with Trump's stance on abortion, as well as I agree with his stance on transgenders and whatnot.
We can't talk about trans individuals on TikTok Live just because TikTok will ban you and ban me for it.
Okay, can we talk about it without referencing them?
I find that to be incredibly difficult and unreliable. So if you want to have a conversation about why you support Trump in relation to abortion, we could do that, but we cannot have a conversation about trans individuals.
Okay. All right. So I won't speak specifically about that, but you did bring up how it is like okay, so can we speak about like gay marriage and whatnot?
It's also kind of one of those tricky topics. In fact, Jason, look at the flag that you just got.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, see what I mean, man? It is really tricky to talk about those things on TikTok. He got banned literally because he said the word. Isn't that like, I don't know, man. Like, listen, man, I think that TikTok shouldn't be as restrictive as they are. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. We're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Pookie, thank you so much for the galaxy. I appreciate you so much for the love. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got Steve connecting to the live. Here we go, everyone. We got Steve connecting to the live right now. Also, here we go. Caden Thompson. No, I saw somebody in the chat spamming W guess when that last guy came up and said that he hates N-words. And now I just like, I don't know. I was just like, dude, looking at him on my phone. I like found his like Instagram and everything. There's Caden Thompson. Caden Thompson, if you're still in here, is that you, my friend? Is this your Instagram _ the Caden Thompson? Right here? With your Snapchat in your bio and got some outdoors too, pictures of you and your buddies. Bro, you literally have one of your friends is black. Your first post is you posting up with one of your friends that is black, and you're out here spamming W guessed in response to somebody saying that they hate N-words. Really? Come on, Caden Thompson. You only follow 300 people on Instagram. I bet I could find them. Maybe I should let them know. I wouldn't doubt it if I could find them. Just to like let them know, Caden Thompson, you know? They're in their first post. They're one of your friends. You only follow 300 people. I wouldn't doubt it if I could find them, just to let them know. You know what I mean, Caden Thompson? But let's go to move on to that next Trump supporter right now. Everyone just give us a minute. Here we go. We got Mercy Rod loading up in. What's going on? Do you support Trump? Okay, Mercy Rod 928 isn't here. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. Everyone just give us a minute. We're going to get TD Studios connected into the live. What's up? Do you support Trump?
No.
Okay, we're just looking for Trump supporters, so unfortunately got to disconnect you. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. All right. Yeah, somebody in the YouTube comment section says keyboard warrior finally getting backlash. Yeah, as they should, man. As they should. Come on, bro. Like you're going to be like a keyboard warrior spamming like W guest in response to them saying that they hate N-words. Meanwhile, you, Caden Thompson, are posting up on Instagram with a black man. Come on. Let's go and get that next guest connected. Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, let me try to turn on my camera. There we go.
All right, you support Trump. Before we hop into the debate, there's about 4 people I'd like to thank. First and foremost, Denise. Thank you so much for the $15 on Venmo, saying thank you so much for all that you do. I've learned so much from watching your lives than I've learned in school. Well, we definitely go over a lot of things in the lives that is not gone over in school. I appreciate you for being here, Denise. Show some love to Denise down below, as well as Erica with a $15 saying just wanted to say happy Friday and you're looking great. Notice the gains. Thank you, Erica. Show some love to Erica down below in that chat. That is very kind of you. As well as Vinny with another $20. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much, Vinny. Show some love to Vinny, Erica, and Denise for their donations. Thank you so much, Vinny, Erica, and Denise. Very, very kind. Okay. All right. Take it away, man. Why do you support Trump as president?
As opposed to who? Well, I'm not saying I'm support him. I'm doing my own thing. I'm more support my business, but I mean, he's already president. What is there to do?
So Caden Thompson has already privated his Instagram account, but not his TikTok account at the Caden Thompson. So I'm so sorry, man. Would you repeat that for me?
I said I don't really do anything. I mean, he's already president. I'm just. Why wouldn't you support Trump?
Coffee Boy, thank you for the galaxy. Well, sure, there's a handful of reasons why I wouldn't support Trump. I usually break it up into around three. The first category would be his character. The second category would be his domestic policy. And the third category would be his foreign policy. In the first category about his character, I wouldn't support him because he's an adjudicated rapist. I was best buddies with Epstein, sending him pictures of naked women with a statement, may every day be a new secret. He's also...
But is there proof of that?
Yeah. So the adjudicated rapist bit, that's coming from the unanimous ruling of a jury of 9 inside of a civil court. And then the proof for him sending a picture of a naked woman to Epstein with the statement, may every new day be another wonderful secret, that's coming from reporting from the Washington Post, owned by the Murdoch family, who also runs Fox News, very right.
But so these are just like words, or there's there picture proof or video proof?
Is there words, picture proof, or video proof? It's reporting from a news organization.
Yeah, it doesn't make it true.
So right now, Donald Trump is suing them in civil court, saying that what they're alleging is false. If they were to win that lawsuit, would you believe it then?
Okay, so then there's nothing to... I don't like to believe in anything. I just like to know. So...
Are you going to answer my question, please?
If it's a fact, then it would be true.
Can you repeat the question that I asked you?
If it were to be, if they were to be successful, would I believe it or something?
So yeah, like I said, right now Trump is trying to sue the Wall Street Journal for.
He's not trying to sue. He's suing.
Well, I would say that it would be trying to sue, given that if he's unsuccessful, then he won't successfully
No,
sue.
either you sue or you don't. There's no trying.
Okay, that's a very like trivial semantic dispute. I'm gonna disregard.
I'm just trying to break down your words because.
Right, it's a very trivial semantic dispute that I disagree with you on.
Well,
I would say that he's attempting to sue, as I would say that you only successfully sue an individual if you win a lawsuit.
But
you've now interrupted me about 1 billion times in the last 30 seconds. Calm down. I cut off your mic. Turn it back on. Thank you. Now I'm going to continue. So, like I said, the Wall Street Journal reported that he had sent this letter to Epstein in 2003. And now Donald Trump is trying to sue them inside of a civil court, saying that that reporting is false. Now, if the Wall Street Journal wins that lawsuit, it's because they got all 9 unanimous jurors to agree that that reporting was true, which will inevitably be based upon evidence as presented in discovery. If the Wall Street Journal were to win this lawsuit, then would you believe that that reporting is true and this is a real letter that Trump had sent to Epstein?
I would know that it is true. Yes.
You would know that it's true if that were to occur. Okay.
Yeah, you would know because believe that's a tricky word. I believe when you believe something, that means you don't know if it's true. So his character, I don't understand what you talk. That's about his character, is what you're saying. He has something to do with rapist, and so that's not even proven yet.
Wait. No, in accordance with your own standard of reason, you know that Donald Trump is a rapist because a unanimous jury of 9 inside of a civil court ruled so. In the same way you just told me that you would know that Donald Trump sent this letter to Epstein if a unanimous jury of 9 in a civil court ruled so. So you actually are now forced into accepting that you support a literal rapist.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I mean, there's no successful case that's won that says he's a rapist.
Yes, there is. Trump v. E. Jean Carroll, civil court case that started in 2019, ended in 2023. A unanimous jury of 9 did rule and adjudicate that he was guilty of raping E. Jean Carroll by forcefully sticking his fingers in her female member without her consent.
And you believe that?
Yes, and you do too. Because remember, you're the one that just got done telling me that you would know Donald Trump sent this letter to Epstein if a civil court ruled so. So therefore, because a civil court ruled so, that he raped E. Jean Carroll, you know he did that too.
So he sent a letter saying that he raped somebody?
You are so lost in the sauce. Is anybody else watching this Lost in the Sauce, or am I like making myself clear? I feel like I have to repeat myself so many times. Can you just repeat the argument that I've given you?
Fast, bro. You talk super fast.
Okay, let me make it clear. If there's a point where I lose you, just cut me off and tell me that I've lost you, okay?
Got it.
So I brought up the fact that the Wall Street Journal reported that Trump sent Epstein a letter in the early 2000s that was bad. So then you responded to that by saying, Well, do we have the letter? Do we have the evidence? How do we know that the reporting is real? So then I
Well,
informed you.
check up
Okay,
real
so
quick.
are you lost on anything that I've said so far?
I'm curious to what's on the letter.
Okay, well, I also told you that. A picture of a naked woman in the statement, may every new day be another wonderful secret. Now, may I continue repeating my argument?
I mean, relax. I'm saying, so he sent a picture of a woman, and how does that create a case?
Now I'm confused on what you're asking. Can I just continue my argument?
Well, I want to understand what's the email, or what did he send?
I literally just told you. I
didn't.
just told
didn't.
you. Wow. The
You
last
wanna-
time I opened up my mouth, I told you.
You just said that he sent the picture, but he didn't give no reason.
Okay, so he sent Epstein a letter with a picture of a naked woman in the statement, may every new day be another wonderful secret. Feel free to unmute.
So, and what's so bad about that?
Well, if you were best friends with Jeffrey Dahmer when Jeffrey Dahmer was actively serially killing people,
But I'm not though. Why are you talking about Jeffrey Dahmer? We're talking about Trump and what he sent. I'm talking about, why is it a nude picture bad sent?
It will be very conceptually relevant. You just have to stop the interruptions.
Bro, you're talking about a Jeffrey Dahmer. You're bringing Trump,
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Come on.
So
man.
we use critical thought here. We do. So I'm gonna now finish what I was saying. So if somebody was best friends with Jeffrey Dahmer when Jeffrey Dahmer was serially killing, they were very, very close, best buddies. And Jeffrey Dahmer's best buddy sent Jeffrey Dahmer a letter with a picture of a decapitated head on the plate in the statement, may every new day be another wonderful secret. Could we, at the bare minimum, obviously conclude that Jeffrey Dahmer's best buddy in this hypothetical knew exactly what Dahmer was doing?
Not at all.
Okay, I find that to be ridiculous and unreasonable.
You're making up in scenarios that are not even real, and then putting Jeffrey Dahmer in the same scenario with Trump is, you couldn't think of something else, like somebody else, like. But yeah, it's just, so you're talking about a picture that was sent with some text, and you're blowing it out of proportion.
Well, the obvious conclusion on the argument there would be that Trump was best buddies with this billionaire human trafficker, and he knew that he was human trafficking.
Okay, his character. We agree to disagree there. Now, what's the next thing? Domestic what?
Bro, agree to disagree. I gave you an argument that you can't refute. It's not agree to disagree. It's an agree to let you.
You're not really making it clear of why an image with text on it is. You're saying
the image with text makes it clear that Trump obviously knew what Epstein was doing.
And then I like how you say obvious and for sure. Like, no, there's nothing obvious. It's a picture with text, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
I gave you an analogy to demonstrate the obvious nature of this by assuming a hypothetical of a best friend of Jeffrey Dahmer sending Dahmer a letter with a picture of a decapitated head on a plate, and the statement, may every new day be another wonderful secret, right? Obviously, the implication here would be is that Jeffrey Dahmer's best buddy would know what Dahmer was doing, because point number one, you're not going to typically send your friends pictures of decapitated heads on a plate. Now, the fact that he did that to Dahmer on its own is telling, but considering the fact that when he sent that letter to Dahmer, Dahmer was decapitating people and putting their heads on plates, and obviously Dahmer wanted to keep this secret because it was illegal criminal behavior, it would also therefore follow and make sense that accompanying this picture, they would make this statement, may every new day be another wonderful secret, right? Like, the conglomeration of these facts makes it incredibly clear, right, that in the hypothetical I gave you, the best friend of Dahmer would know what Dahmer's doing, and there is very obvious and subsequent logical parallels to what Trump did in sending that letter to Epstein.
I understand what you're saying. Like, I understand. It's like saying if I have a friend that's a big-time drug dealer, but I don't.
Say DRUG, just for TikTok terms of service. You got to spell it out. I know it's weird, but you got to do it.
Let's say he does that, and I send him a picture of a snowman, and I happen to be in Colorado or something. He happens to deal with, those white things. you're just gonna automatically assume that I know his whole career and his whole life path, and that meant something to do with that and that. Like it's crazy to speculate. Is what you're doing.
I mean, even the hypothetical that you just gave me. If you sent this friend a picture of a rolled up $100 bill with little dots of white dust on a table and made the statement, "May every new day be another wonderful secret," obviously you know what your best buddy here is doing. And like Donald Trump is definitely like okay with what Epstein. Listen,
snowman, something like.
Listen. Also, I also just want to be able to make it clear here that Donald Trump himself has sexually exploited teen girls too, just like Epstein. So I mean, kind of tracks, right? You know that he's actually admitted to and boasted about perving on the naked bodies of teen girls and boasted about perving on the naked bodies of grown adult women.
They told me to.
You're talking about like the gym, like the locker room talk, like
locker room talk.
Yeah, I can tell you're far left. Like you're probably all about the GA, the Y, and
hey, I'm gonna go and play you this clip, and I want you to tell us if you've talked about these things in a locker room before.
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And,
well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
So is that locker room talk that we should just brush off, or is that Donald Trump admitting to sexually exploiting girls and women?
Wow, you're so soft, dude. I don't even. I was trying to find something bad there, but I really know that's like your following is all left. That's why they're all cheering you on here. But you're yeah, no, there's nothing wrong there. As opposed to what kind of president you want? You want somebody sleeping? Like what do you? Let's say Trump. You wanted Kamala to be president, bro? Really? Is that what you're like mad about?
Okay. All right. Well, let's evaluate your statement saying that there's nothing wrong there. And let's contextualize what Donald Trump said in that clip to evaluate if there's nothing wrong there. So we heard him admit to a handful of things. The first thing that we heard him admit to was walking backstage into a women's only space where there was naked women getting dressed. And when he'd walk backstage there, he would do so unconsensually to look at their naked bodies while they were undressed. And then his takeaway from this was that they were very beautiful. So we're going to contextualize this to something a little bit more personal to yourself. Imagine that you were a dad and you had a daughter that was in a women's only dressing room trying on a dress at a department store. And then the floor manager brushes by you, unlocks her door, and looks at her when she has no clothes on, and then takes away how apparently good she looked. Would you say that that floor manager that perved on your daughter when she was undressed and changing did anything wrong?
You're saying that he like it was an accident, or he actually went?
No, he intentionally did this just to look at her while she was naked.
I mean, it happens, bro. It happens. If somebody gets if a girl's naked in front of you, yeah. Oh, it does. You didn't hear me?
So all that you're saying here is that sexual exploitation of girls happens.
It's you're gonna look. It's plain and simple. But if he went out of his, I don't understand.
You're gonna look. It's plain and simple. So all that you're saying here is that it is literally okay to sexually exploit minors.
Sexually exploit? I mean, no. I mean, if somebody's out in your view, what do you? I mean, you're gonna like blind yourself? I mean, what do you mean?
He walked into their private dressing rooms. So once again, respond to the question I asked you. If you have a daughter trying to dress on at Kohl's in a private dressing room, and she's undressed because, well, she's trying to dress on, and then the floor manager walks by you, abruptly swings her door open to look at her while she's undressed, was that wrong?
But I didn't hear that in the state and what they were talking about. He didn't say he went and opened it. They were talking about like
He did. He'll say he'll go backstage before the show where there's no men around in the women's only space. He did say that.
I mean, yeah, no, that's wrong. Of course, if you're over there intentionally looking at while girls getting dressed, yeah, that's wrong, no doubt.
So now you do accept finally that sexually exploiting little girls is wrong. So if Donald Trump has sexually exploited little girls and you agree that's wrong, why do you think this man should be president?
I don't know what you're talking about. How sexually exploiting sounds wild when you're just It's like you said you should just look at somebody. I don't know what sexually exploiting sounds like 10 times worse.
Um, yeah, looking at the naked bodies of
Exploiting?
teens is sexual exploitation of them. I mean, I thought that was like pretty like that was a common consensus that was agreed upon.
Exploiting means like you're showing it, like you're trying to go, like you know what I mean, like you're trying to like show more than what's going on though. If you're looking, I understand it. I mean, it's not, you're not supposed to be looking at somebody.
This is all incoherent.
This is all incoherent.
Yeah, the last sentence that came out of your mouth made no sense.
Okay.
Try again.
What was your question?
Trina, thank you for the travel. I don't think I asked you a question. I was just simply saying, like, seemingly it's common sense to understand that that's sexual exploitation. Sexual exploitation is typically understood as the abuse of a position of vulnerability, power, or trust to take advantage of another person for sexual purposes. And I mean, I think that we see like these key roles being true of what Donald Trump's described in that clip. So, like, first and foremost, he like took advantage and abused his own power as the owner of the pageant to attempt to like readily justify walking into the women's only space just because he owned the women's only space. And then obviously once he was in that space, he took advantage of the vulnerability of the women and girls in that space, right? They felt sufficiently like they felt okay in the vulnerability of being naked as there was no men around, and it was specifically a place designed for the intended purpose of getting dressed and changing before the show.
Check it out.
Right? And then
Right here.
obviously this would make like the women and girls in a vulnerable state as they're undressed. So he took abuse of his power walking into that space. Then he abused them while they were vulnerable in that space and they were undressed, under like the deceptive eye of like making sure they're okay, just to take away some sexual gratification because he gets to look at them while they're naked. Do you see how like the definition here would perfectly track like what he did with sexual exploitation?
Definition: sexually exploit somebody, forcing or pressuring someone into sexual acts, using someone for money, power, personal gain. You see what I mean? Like your wordplay is ridiculous, bro. You're saying so he saw a girl, and you're saying he sexually exploit.
Even the definition that you just provided fits. Forcing somebody into a sexual act, him looking at them while they were undressed and naked, is a sexual act.
So
and
he
he
forced
forced
them-
them into that position as he forced his way into the dressing room unconsensually.
So, are you from the U.S. or where are you? Where are you at? Like England? Where do you even reside?
I'm in the U.S. Please respond to what I just said there. What I said was very, very clear. Andy, thank you for the galaxy. Right? You just defined sexual exploitation as forcing a sexual act. He forced a sexual act on them by him looking at them when they were naked.
Dude, force? Are you? Wow.
Yeah,
So he
possibly.
said,
Thank you for the galaxy. Yes, it was force because force would be the lack of consent or choice. Okay? Teens can't consent. And then the women didn't have a choice in the matter because they
So do
didn't
you know
know
what
he was going to be
sexual-
doing it and they didn't allow it. He just did it. Yes, forced. Forced that sexual act. Yes.
Okay, let's define sexual acts now, right? Because I'm dealing with like a toddler.
How about we just agree on a definition of an example of a sexual
it's
act?
'cause you're out of there,
If
bro.
you
You're-
if
look,
you
I'll
have
put it for you
listen,
here.
listen. If
I'll
you
put it for
have
you here.
I have a question. If you have a girlfriend and you guys are laying down watching TV before you go to bed, she gets up, stands in front of the bed, and takes all of her clothes off so you could see her naked. Is that a sexual act?
No.
What? Bro, what the fuck?
You don't know what sex means or what?
Wait, is you watching like corn a sexual act?
You don't know what sex is or what?
Do you think that sex is the only sexual act?
It's in the beginning of the word for a reason. We can chat GPT all this. We can chat GPT all this.
So
you don't even gotta ask me.
So do you think that like watching corn is a sexual act?
If you start jerking off to it, then you're doing that sexual act.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So now we've just gotten down to
You're
the point.
welcome.
So you're telling me that basically, right, it's not sexual exploitation unless you engage in a sexual act such as like self-pleasuring, sex,
I didn't make it
etc.,
up.
right?
I didn't make it up.
So does this mean that you think if there was an older P3DO that was watching child porn by looking at pictures of naked children, but he didn't engage in an act of self-pleasure, that he wouldn't have been sexually exploiting those children?
Dude, what? They
That's
were
that's
already
the consequence of what you're
exploited. They
saying.
were exploited when they were when the act was happening.
Okay,
That's
so,
when the
so
exploiting
then
was happening.
yes, exactly. The exploitation in of itself
We
would be
can't
the
be on
non-consensual
repeat.
viewing of the naked body of the minor. Yes, good point. Good point. The act of exploitation in of itself would be the viewership unconsensually of the naked body of the minor. Good, there you
Yeah.
go. There you go. You just
I don't even
conceded.
know. I don't even know how you think you made a point there. But let's move on. Can we move on? Or
Why would we move on?
You're not gonna.
Why would we
Why
move
do you wanna
on,
keep-
you P3DO defender? Why would we move on, you P3DO defender?
Why do you want to stay stuck on this? I don't understand.
Because I'm trying to get you to fucking concede. Okay, listen. I take a sexual act to be
Bro,
any
you don't even
physical
go-
act
you're not even
intended to
abiding by
cause
the
sexual.
definition.
Listen, let's define sexual act. I take a sexual act to be any physical act intended to cause sexual arousal or gratification. Do you agree or disagree?
I'm looking at the answer right here on my screen. We can just ask ChatGPT. Don't even. Who cares about what I think? It's about the truth, right? It's right
Definitions
here.
aren't
bro.
objective. The way
It's
in
right
which
here.
we used to.
Physical contact with genitals, physical intercourse, masturbation, any act of casual sexual gratification, like
Exactly, sexual gratification. Yes,
Sex,
sexual arousal or gratification. So when Donald Trump looked at the naked bodies, he got what? Sexual gratification, which makes it sexual exploitation. There you go. You finally said it yourself.
I didn't. Do you want me to like lie to you and say, okay, I agree, so we can move on, or you want to just keep?
You said it yourself. Listen, I'll play back the clip. You could hear where you said sexual gratification. Listen.
I mean,
You
I
see
what
what I mean?
Like
Like,
your wordplay is ridiculous, bro. You're saying.
Okay, listen. I take a sexual act to be
Bro, okay, I
any
didn't
take a
finish
sexual act
it.
to be any physical. Can you shut the hell up? Act intended.
I'm not what I think. It's about the truth, right?
Just keep using it.
It's right
Definitions
here.
aren't
bro.
objective. The way
It's
in
right
which
here.
we used to.
Physical contact with genitals, physical intercourse, masturbation, any act of casual sexual gratification, like
Exactly, any act of sexual gratification. Coffee Boy, I appreciate you for the interstellar. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coffee Boy. You said it yourself and you just heard it. You said, and I quote, any act of sexual gratification. Exactly. When Donald Trump was walking backstage and looking at the naked bodies of the teens, he was taking away sexual gratification, fulfilling your definition of sexual exploitation. You absolute unintelligent, spineless cult member.
You done?
Oh, I'm more than done. Okay.
Um,
All right.
look.
I'm more than done. I'm
So I can't
more
talk.
than done.
So I can't talk then.
Oh, feel free to talk. Embarrass yourself more.
You're gonna feel a little silly, but or maybe my bad because I didn't finish the definition. So it's here though. I don't want you to feel like I'm making up stuff. Any act intended to cause sexual gratification between two or more people. Yeah, that's the definition. But yeah. So I don't know. Was the girl also satisfied there when he was visually looking?
So you're saying that the girl also has to be satisfied in order for it to be sexual gratification. Can we agree that when a woman is raped, she's not satisfied?
Did Trump rape her?
Answer my question. Can we agree that when a woman is raped, she's not satisfied?
This is what you do. Dude.
Answer my question. Answer my question. Answer it. When a woman is raped, is the woman satisfied?
This is what you want. This is what you want. And then when I'm bobbing my head, you're gonna ask another question.
Answer the question. When a woman is raped, is the woman satisfied?
Yeah.
Are you saying yeah to that?
Bro, it's because you're a clown, dude. You
Shut the hell up. I'm hoping that wasn't the answer to the question and you're just saying shit. Answer the question. When a woman is raped, is the woman satisfied? Andy, appreciate you for the meteor shower. Answer the question. Stop coping, little man. Unmute the microphone and answer the question. When a woman is raped, is the woman satisfied? You have two possible answers. Your first possible answer would be yes, and the second possible answer would be no. Coffee Boy, I appreciate you for the second Interstellar. You've been very kind today. Thank you so much, Coffee Boy. Thank you so much. In fact, I'm going to go and let you sit on that question for another minute, okay? The question is, if a woman is raped, is a woman satisfied? The obvious answer is no, which just means under your definition of sexual exploitation, that raping somebody is not sexually exploiting them since there's not two or more parties that are satisfied. But I'm going to let you think on that while I thank a couple donors. M, thank you so much for the wolf. Jesus Christ, M. That is so very kind of you. Thank you so much. What a cool gift. Show some love to M for the wolf and Coffee Boy for the Interstellar. You guys are being very kind with the gifts today. Thank you. As well as Brooke with a 14 Canadian dollars on Super Chat saying thank you for all that you do, Dean. My family was outraged watching an abuser win as we don't have a say since we are Canadians. Keep changing people's minds. Nice to see somebody else my age educated. I appreciate that, Brooke, but like right now the conversation I'm having with the guests isn't even education. It's common sense. As well as Joe with a $10. Thank you so much. Joe says, is that Virgin Jubilee debate lord guy? Obviously, he doesn't know about this stuff. Joe, thank you for the $10. I think that was a diss on me. I don't know. $10 nonetheless. Thank you. I'll be taking that and donating it to Planned Parenthood in your name. As well as Christine. Thank you so much for the $50 donation over on Venmo. Let's get 500 Christine W's. Christine says, thank you for having the patience to deal with and to try to educate these idiots. This guy needs to go back to school. He doesn't understand basic words. Yeah, this guy doesn't understand anything ever. Like, dude, he's like been on AI this whole time. He probably lets AI tell him how to brush his teeth in the morning. Thank you for the $50, Christine. That is so much money. Seriously, thank you. As well as Bread. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the $5. Then Magali with a $10 saying caller failed critical thinking skills. Yes. As well as Jose. Thank you for the $50 over on Venmo 20 minutes ago. Thank you, Jose. Jose says, thank you for educating people. As a Latino immigrant who's built a large corporation, even with many doors closed, it still makes me happy to have you on our side. Sincerely, a quote unquote bad hombre. Well, Jose, I appreciate you so much for the love. And thank you so much for what you do for the country. Immigrants are so fucking important. You are awesome, Jose. As well as Bread with the $50. Thank you so much, man. Bread says, I've been waiting for a chance to give you a big donation. You've inspired me so hard to be in touch with my community, and I love you deeply. I love you, Dean. Dude, I love you too, Bread. You've been in here like nearly every day. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for the love. And then one more here. Caleb, thank you for the $50 donation. You guys are being so kind today. Seriously, you guys are going fucking nuts. Caleb with the $50 donation on top of Bread, Jose. Dude, all of you guys are going insane. Caleb says, hey, Dean, I used to be a Christian that supported Trump years ago, and the guests that I see are religious are absolutely ridiculous sometimes. I'm glad to see that you could prove them wrong and keep up the good work. Well, Caleb, I'm super happy that you've changed your own political opinions. I think that's great, man. Thank you for the $50, and I appreciate you for being here. You're awesome, bro. As well as one more here from Danny with the $20 on Venmo saying, what the actual fuck is up with this guy's head? He is debating you with his business account. Dean, keep clocking him and have the best day. Dude, yeah, this guy's literally saying that perving on teens isn't sexual exploitation on his business account. That's some crazy fucking shit. As well as Michael with the $25 on PayPal saying, happy late birthday. Keep up the good work, dude. Love from Duckfart. Well, Duckfart, what a funny name. Thank you for the $25. Then Ellen with a 10 and Christopher with a $50 over on PayPal. Thank you, Christopher. Christopher says, thanks for being a great liberal debater is at the forefront of challenging the MAGA cultists. I love what I do. I want to change it or exchange it for anything. And thank you for your kind words, Christopher. Let's show some love to Christopher down below. It's been about 2 minutes since I've had this guy talk. I had a bunch of donations to thank. Once again, I appreciate every single one of you for your generosity. It means the world to me. So now we're going to go back to our conversation with this guy and let's see if he has an answer to the question. Once again, the question was, when a woman is raped, is that woman satisfied?
Repeat the question, clown.
You didn't just hear it?
I didn't.
When a woman is raped, is the woman satisfied?
That's a good boy. No.
There you go. The woman is not satisfied. But is rape sexual exploitation, even though only one party is satisfied?
Yeah. Wait, is rape?
There you go. We're going to go and move on to the next guest. I'm done giving my time to that. We're going to go to get that next guest up in here. Hop in that queue if you support Trump, guys. The masks are coming off today. Seriously, the masks are coming off. These are the people that support Trump. It's almost unbelievable. If you told me that there were so many people in this country on this earth that thought this way, however long ago, I wouldn't have believed yet. As well as Coffee Boy, I appreciate you for another 2 Interstellars. Coffee Boy, you were showing up and showing out with so much love. Thank you so much. Coffee Boy, you've like donated the same amount as like the cost of like a universe so far. I see it on my screen. Thank you, Coffee. You are awesome. What's up, Silly? Do you support Trump?
I don't, but I wanted to thank you because
Unfortunately, I have to remove you. You sound young. You sound underage. I can't let anybody up that's under the age of 18. But that's awesome that you don't support Trump. You're on a good path, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Let's go to move on to the next guest, guys. Only join that queue if you're an American adult that supports Trump. For everybody else, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen. We're just trying to find one person that's willing to come up here and have a conversation with me about their support. So we're going to go and try to find them right now. Just make sure that you're following the rules or else you will be removed. We got Griffin loading in here right now, as well as Erica. I just read your message over on Super Chat. I love you and thank you for being here. As well as Joe with the $10 again. Thank you so much, Joe. What's up? Do you support Trump, Griffin? Okay, Griffin's not here either. Goodbye, Griffin. Guys, if you want to skip that line and come right up on the live, go and put a MAGA with your age down below. The queue is filled with a bunch of people that aren't actually here to debate. So, if you want to skip the line, let me know down below. But this guy looks like an interesting debate. Their name is No Sir, and their profile picture says Liberal Tears. What's up, No Sir? Do you support Trump?
What's up, my guy? Of course, you should too. He's the president of the United States. Or let me guess, you champion China? Are you what's going on here?
What did you just say? Do I champion China?
Yeah, because I'm hearing you guys, man, y'all screaming for China,
No,
Russia.
you champion China. Not even trolling.
No,
Let me
you got
explain.
all you liberals are doing it. Go ahead.
Let me explain. MAGA is unironically busy. Thank you for the rhythmic there. MAGA is unironically championed China. So the trade deal that Donald Trump got with them was us having higher tariffs on them and them having lower tariffs on us. This means less Chinese goods in the American market and more American goods in the Chinese market, which means less competition in the American market and more competition in the Chinese market. Sir, what drives innovation?
Well, first of all, innovation.
Competition. So you're telling me that the trade deal that
No,
Trump got with China
the
will ensure
need-
less
no.
innovation in America and
No, the
more
need-
innovation in China.
No, that's not what drives innovation. The need. People's needs is what drive innovation. Competition, we live in a monopoly. There's too many monopolies in America. We don't have competition. You put the resources back in the hands of the people, then we got competition, right?
I just don't think that you understand basic economics. Competition exists
Oh,
in any
basic
free market.
economics.
So yeah, competition exists in any free market. It's a necessary consequence of a free market. Like for instance, let's just evaluate like my business, for instance. So my business, purely from a business perspective, would be like the revenue that I generate off of these streams and the revenue that I generate off of my YouTube videos. I have competition because there's other people that do something similar for their businesses, such as, for instance, my best friend Parker. He also runs these live streams. He also makes his YouTube videos, right? We would be, from a business economics perspective, two businesses competing in the same industry. There's an example of competition in a free market. Very simple.
Okay, so what do you think about the 600,000 Chinese students you want to bring into America? Do you think that's a good thing?
Yeah, I think that international students studying in America and then starting businesses in America is a
Wow.
good thing.
Now, that's one thing I do not agree with when it comes to Trump.
Yes, you're just ensuring that there'll
Yeah.
be, once again, less innovation in America because the best and brightest minds from across the world are now apparently
Are you
not going to be allowed in
serious?
here to study.
What? You saying that the American people are not innovative?
I'm saying
You don't even
that
believe
there
in your
are
own
minds
countrymen.
globally that are innovative.
No, they're not allowed to be innovative in China, sir.
So even assuming that the propaganda is true, and they're not allowed to be
No,
innovative
everything
in
that
China,
China has,
then
they
why
copy
wouldn't
off
we?
the United
Then why
States.
wouldn't we let them come to America
They
to be
copy
innovative?
off the United States,
Okay.
dude. Do you not understand that?
I don't know what your weird obsession with China is here. At the end of the day, I gave you an argument to demonstrate that Donald Trump is making China better off. You didn't even engage, and now you're talking about students. Why do you support Trump?
Well, I come up here. I don't have a whole lot of time. I know you guys cry a lot. You want the guy to be unalive, but he's standing stronger than ever. He playing 8 rounds of golf. You probably couldn't even pick up a bowling ball. I mean, be honest.
Interesting.
I think it's kind of embarrassed. It's embarrassing that you guys after a year. It's been a year since he's been in office, close to a year. And these liberal tears are just tasting like lattes.
Okay.
You guys are strange, man. What's up with this? I've never seen a president get treated like this man is being treated.
Can I tell you what is actually embarrassing?
What is that, young man?
Yeah, what is embarrassing is being requested to tell us why you support the Trump presidency and why you think that they're doing good for this country. And your only argument is that they're making liberals sad. Well, I mean, I think that this is an incredibly anti-American perspective because what it demonstrates to me and everybody else listening is that you don't truly care about our country being better off. You don't truly care about our country excelling. You just care about watching people that politically disagree with you, quote unquote, crying, right?
Yes, I do.
And the reason why this is embarrassing is because it shows where your priorities lay. Right? Or like you understand that so many liberals are upset with the Trump administration for taking healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans. And you don't care about the fact that they lost healthcare, but you like the fact that it's making liberals cry.
There's no
Right?
low-income
Right?
Americans in the United States. Where do you get this crap from?
Low-income Americans, definitionally speaking, are going to be evaluated by federal poverty lines sitting at or around $20,000 to $25,000 per year. He got a flag, so I had to kick him. He was also delusional. I really wish that he could have stayed. I really wish that he could have stayed there because he just said that there's no low-income Americans. I wish that he could have stayed. I wish that I didn't have to kick him. What's up? Do you support Trump? Oh, it sounds like they're driving, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Dude, what's up with the Trump supporters? It's been like the last 4 days in a row. We've just gotten the craziest people of all time. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Bro, you ain't talking about shit, bro.
I'm not talking about shit?
Yeah, bro. Shut the
Oh,
fuck up.
somebody's very emotional. Why are you so emotional, Beta?
Emotional fuck. Man, you just chime, boy. I'm scrolling. You just chime, my nigga. Shut up.
All right, we're going to move on to the next guest. Let's go to see what that next guest has. Everyone hop in that queue if you support Trump. If you're in that queue, please make sure it's because you support Trump. Please, 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 please. All right, we're going to get that next guest connected into the stream right now. What's up? Are you pro-Trump? Are you MAGA?
Hi, I'm 18, before you kick me.
Do you support Trump?
No, fuck no.
I'm sorry. Do you have to kick you guys? Please follow the rules. Please follow the rules. Only join if you support Trump. Please. I beg. I beg. I beg. Please only follow the rules if you support Trump. We got that next guest connecting right now. Quite frankly, here we go. What's up? Do you support Trump, Susie?
And we have an option of trying.
It doesn't sound like Susie even knows that she's on the live, so unfortunate. Let's go ahead and get that next guest connected. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. We're going to get that next guest, Drake, connected. Yo, oh my God. Yo, as well as Damon. Thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal, Damon. That is so, so kind of you. Let's get 500 Damon W's down below in that chat, Damon. That is so incredibly kind of you, my friend. They said, here's a late birthday bonus. I appreciate that, Damon. You know what? I really do. Because either later this evening or tomorrow, I'm going to be heading out to Boulder, getting a hotel for 2 nights and hanging out with some old friends to celebrate the birthday that I had on Monday. The plan was to do that on Monday, on September 1st for the birthday, but it was Labor Day and all my favorite Boulder restaurants were closed, so I didn't get around to it. But we're going to be doing that tomorrow. So yeah, by the way, everybody, we will not be live tomorrow because I'm going to be celebrating the B-Day. What's up? Do you support Trump? Dude, they came up here for a screenshot and dipped. What the fuck? But seriously, Damon, I appreciate you for the 50, as well as Patrick. Thank you for the $10 on PayPal saying, here's to the hope that RFK Jr. resigns. Keep up the amazing work, Dean. Bro, RFK Jr. got absolutely obliterated in Congress yesterday. I need to tell you guys something super funny. So a Democratic senator had asked him if he thinks that Donald Trump deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for his Operation Warp Speed, getting the vaccine approved. And then, of course, RFK, the suck-up he is, said, oh, yes, I think he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. But then the senator brought up how RFK, on another occasion, said that the vaccine developed by Operation Warp Speed killed more people than it saved. So in other words, RFK said Trump deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for killing a shit ton of people. What's up? Do you support Trump, Will? Will's not here. Okay, we are really struggling to find any and all Trump supporters right now. We have over 12,000 people hanging out with us in the stream, but not a single Trump supporter to come up here and have a conversation with us. And once again, if you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Sure do.
Can you disconnect all Bluetooth from your phone? I hear my voice in the background. It sounds like it's going through a speaker.
Oh, okay. Is that cool?
Test? Yeah. Actually, no.
1, 2. All right. No.
Make sure that my audio is going through your phone.
Okay.
Test?
Can I test? That good?
No, you have to completely turn the Bluetooth on your phone off. Swipe down on the top right-hand corner of your screen and turn the Bluetooth off. Okay, are we good now? We are good. Okay, take it away. Why do you support Trump? Come on, bro. You better be here. You better give me an argument. I didn't just give you some IT support right there for nothing. Do you have an argument, my friend? Oh, and it's back. Get the hell out of this stream. Get the hell out of this stream. Rage bait. Rage bait. Holy rage bait. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. Yo, Chloe, thank you for the $40 donation over on Venmo. Once again, for the Boulder trip. Thank you for the love, Chloe. That is very, very kind of you. Let's get 400 Chloe W's down below. I seriously appreciate you for your support. As well as Gerardo with the $10. Gerardo, it's good to see you. I feel like it's been a while. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys for the love. Let's go to get that next guest connected. Go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat if you want to join. We're going to try to get the next guest up here. It just seems impossible. Okay, we got the next guest, Ryan, loading in. As well as, hey, Alex, thank you for the $10 on Super Chat, saying this man is so heavy on meat-writing Trump who will never care about his life or if he survives, let alone thrive. What a joke. Yeah, bro, dude, like, those, like, MAGA cultists, they're so cringe. Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about them. Absolutely not. Let's try to get that next guest up in here. I swear to God, I'm looking for a guest. It's just, like, the Trump supporters have gone extinct, quite frankly. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Indeed I do.
Okay. Can you disconnect your Bluetooth mic, headphones, headset, AirPods, earbuds?
Yes.
Sounds like they have a slight British accent. What time is it?
It is 43 minutes past 12.
And banned. Unfortunately, got to be an American adult to join. We're going to go and put the rules up in the middle of this screen. Well, those aren't the rules. Sorry, wrong text. There we go. Only join if you're 18 plus American MAGA and ready to debate. Take a good look. Take a good look. Take a good look.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, what's up? You've already been up here. Okay. Hey. Okay. All right, my friends. Unfortunately, the time has come. So if you haven't been here before, well, welcome into TikTok's madness. We got to do this like once a day. It sucks, but we got to if we want to keep our account. TikTok will randomly flag shit I say and shit the guests say. And if I collect enough of these flags on one stream, then my flag gets banned. It's very random. It's very random. Like, for instance, we had a guest come up earlier that said the N-word. I didn't get a flag for that. I didn't get one. But, like, I think I got a flag for, like, another guest, like, saying gay. Literally for saying gay. And we've connected enough flags that now we got to do a restart on the stream. So everybody, I mean, it takes me 5 seconds to restart the stream. It is literally so quick. You should all come back. And I'm going to tell you how to come back right now. First and foremost, hit that follow button. It's going to be in the top left-hand corner right there. If you want to come back, hit that follow button right now. You'll be able to find me on your following list. And then more specifically, here are the instructions on how to come back even quicker. Because like I said, the restarts literally take 3 seconds. So the first thing that you will want to do, given a restart, is click on that profile picture in the middle of your phone screen once the live ends. This is what you'll see. It'll say the live has ended. It'll show you my account. Now, if you click on my profile picture right there, you'll be directed to my account page. Once you're on my account page, what I want you to do is to literally count out loud to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Refresh on my videos, and then you'll see a new glowing orb around my profile picture. Click on that, and you'll be in the new live. These restarts literally take 5 seconds. I will see you by the time I'm done counting down from 10, starting right now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are already back on TikTok. For everybody on YouTube, you guys got it easy. You guys got it easy. We don't need to need to do the restarts over there. You guys got it easy. There's no such thing as a community guidelines violation over there on YouTube, right? That's a good thing. Welcome back in. For everybody tuning back in after the restart, thank you so much for being here. Look at that. We are already live again. Hey, while we're restarting, I want you guys to show some love to a couple donors down below in the chat, because holy fuck, we just got a $100 donation from Connor on Venmo. Connor, that is so very kind of you, man. Thank you so much for the love. That is so much money. You were so incredibly kind and generous. Thank you, Connor. I don't deserve a penny of that. That is so much fucking money. Connor with $100 says, thank you for educating the world. Love your work. I love you, Connor. Thank you for being here. Thank you for appreciating what we do, and thank you for taking something away from it. Huge shout out to you for supporting me and sending a contribution into what we do. Thank you so much for the $100, Connor. You are the man. As well as Jack. Thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Show some love to Jack, too. Jack says, happy belated birthday, and thank you for educating the fearful and uneducated. You are making a difference. Jack, thank you for your kind words. I want to make a difference. That is my goal, and I just hope that I actually am, you know? As well as Cabe, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. That's Cabe, spelled K-A-B-E, saying, you were such an inspiration. Thank you for helping me get into and understand politics more recently. I graduated in May, and I was in a very rough place, and your debates have helped keep me sane with all the crazy bullshit going on. You know what, Cabe? I am so happy that the streams have made you happier and helped you through rough times. The fact that what we do here isn't only beneficial as its education, but it also literally makes people happier. Just really does demonstrate that I'm doing the right thing here. So I appreciate that, Cabe. Show some love. Show some love to Cabe, Jack, and Connor down below in that chat while we're now working on getting that first Trump supporter up. What is going on? Are you MAGA?
Say it again.
Are you MAGA? I wish I'd.
I suppose you could say that.
Okay. You sound a little bit preoccupied, my friend.
I'm at work, but I figured I got time.
Yo, man, if you find yourself inside at any point, feel free to re-request. The fact of the matter is just simply that, quite frankly, the wind is very loud. Moving on to the next guest, guys. For the first 7,000 people that are tuning back in here, good to see you all. Make sure they were double tapping on that phone screen over on TikTok. What's going on? Are you MAGA? Noah, thank you for the star map. What's up?
Yeah.
You are? How old are you?
Yeah. 18 or 19.
Awesome, 19. Phenomenal. So why do you support the worst president of your 19 years of life, Mr. Trump?
I don't think he's the worst. I think Biden probably is, because Biden didn't even run his own office. He was so brain dead.
Oh, God, got him. Absolutely, sir. Couldn't have said it better myself. Just kidding. I think that Biden was actually a pretty damn good domestic president. He passed some of the best legislation in modern U.S. history, like the PACT Act that invested nearly $800 million into expanding access to VA healthcare resources. You know, quite the anti-patriotic, anti-military, anti-veteran, disrespectful POS you gotta be for calling a man who offered new healthcare benefits to over 1 million of our veterans that were covered prior one of the worst presidents.
He literally pulled all the soldiers out of Afghanistan. Like the way he did, and just wasted the past 10 years of war they had.
Okay, what?
How is that anti-military for me to not like Biden?
Well, I mean, I was just simply pointing out the fact that you said he's the worst president in modern U.S. history, yet he passed some of the best domestic policy like the PACT Act, the Chips and Science Act, the American Rescue Plan, etc. Can you name some of the good policy that Trump has passed?
And he pulled all of the soldiers out of Afghanistan immediately, didn't leave any behind.
Right, he did execute a pullout from Afghanistan onset by the Trump administration, you're right.
And wasted the past 10 years of war that our veterans died for.
So the pullout of Afghanistan was negotiated by Trump. So if this would negatively reflect on Biden for doing it, then it would also negatively reflect on Trump for negotiating it.
The way he did it, though, I don't think was good at all.
Okay, but you just told me the reason why it was wrong was because it quote-unquote wasted the war, not because of the way he did it. So now you're changing your argument.
No, I'm saying the way he did it wasted the war.
Okay, all right. Well, honestly, man, I want you to tell me why you support our current president, Mr. Trump. Take it away. Why do you support such a terrible commander-in-chief?
I support him because he's our current president. Like, why? What does me hating on our current president do?
Dude, you literally just got done hating on the last president. You fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, Because that was our last president.
So before Donald
what
Trump's
does me
inauguration
not
for a second term, would you consider yourself a Biden supporter since he was the current
what does me
president?
not supporting our current president do for anyone?
So I just want to be clear. I want to make
What'd
sure
you
you're
say?
consistent. Before January, when Biden was president, you supported him because he was the current president, right?
I mean, I had to respect him and stuff because he's the head of our country.
But did you support him as president? Were you a Biden supporter?
I mean, I didn't. He wasn't my first choice, but I would like.
Were you a
I
Biden
wouldn't just-
supporter? Yes or no?
I'm not a Biden support. Like I'm not a little Biden dick rider like you.
Okay,
but-
got it. So you weren't a Biden supporter, even though he was the current president. So just saying that Donald Trump is the current president doesn't tell me why you're a Trump supporter.
I like his beliefs as far as like all the I just vote because he's the Republican candidate and I support the Republican views on most things.
So what specific views of Trump's do you support? Is it the fuck you die bill that took healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans and spent $4.5 trillion to get it done? Or is it like the very gross womanizing and misogyny he's been engaging in since the 70s?
Bro, that's not policies. That's freaking him as a person. I never said I supported him as a person. I supported him as the president.
Well, the role of the presidency is a role of public service. And if we have somebody like Trump that doesn't care about the thoughts, wants, needs, desires, and attention of women and girls because he's raped one and has talked down on them for his whole life, how could he possibly serve to their better interest by legislating in the Oval Office?
I had a comment from one of your last debates. So you don't think it was good? I 100% agree that at the pageant or whatever, it wasn't good that he was doing that. But what's the difference between that and a biological male walking into a women's locker room and watching them undress? Because they're both males.
Well, you're asking me what the difference is between what Donald Trump did and trans women going into the women's restroom.
No, I'm asking the difference between
So when you say biological male, you're just talking about trans women, right? Unfortunately, we can't have a conversation about trans women on TikTok Live just because TikTok will ban me for it. But in a nutshell, segregating restrooms on the basis of gender identity compared to that of sex is actually safer for all of the women in the women's restroom, including cis women. But we can't talk about it. You'll get flagged. I mean, TikTok is on my ass today.
Okay.
So
that is weird, though.
What is one thing that Donald Trump has done in the last 200 days that makes you support him?
Bro, he took a bullet to the ear and took that shit like a badass. You gotta admit, he was tough as hell when he did that. The little fist pump.
Not only did that not happen in the last 200 days, but are you telling me if he didn't take a bullet to his ear and rather Kamala Harris took a bullet to her ear that you would have voted for her?
She wouldn't have pimped it like him, though.
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean?
How many branches of government are there?
3.
No, there's
4.
There you go. It's 4. Good
yeah.
job.
Judicial, legislative. Yeah.
What are the 4 branches of government?
Judicial, executive, legislative, and shoot, I got stuck on this one. One sec. Give me the first letter.
Oh, I'm not going to give you the first letter.
Give it to me.
The first letter is non-existent.
There's no letter?
There's no letter. Because there's not a 4th branch. There's only 3.
Oh, yeah, I was right. There's 3. Yeah, you tricked me.
How did I trick you into giving a wrong answer?
Because I said 3 and you said no.
Okay, I guess I did say that. I guess I did.
And I believed you.
I guess I kind of did do that. I guess I kind of did do that.
Like, what the heck? I thought I could have sworn.
So what is something that Trump has done while he's been the president that has served to the better interest of the average American?
His tariffs, bro. His tariffs are gonna they're trash right now, like the inflation and everything. But hopefully, they'll start to pick up better and help everyone out.
Can I ask you what a tariff is?
Tariff is like a tax on importations.
Oh, it's a tax on imports. Okay, great. And why do you think that taxing our imports will be good in the long term?
Because it will cause us to start to make it in America
No,
And
American
then
manufacturing is going to be hurt in the long term because of Trump's mass deportation. We're firing 8.3 million of their workers and 11 million of their consumers. It's
well, if
going
they're
to
not
totally
legal, they
destroy
should.
and decimate our manufacturers.
If they're not legal, they should be fired.
If they're okay, so you'd say that because they're undocumented, you're okay with removing them, even if it destroys our economy.
Well, hopefully we shouldn't depend on illegal immigrants.
Well,
That
the fact of the matter is, regardless of
in California,
whether you
10
like it or
illegal
not,
immigrants got arrested for
don't say any
sexual
don't
assault.
say any DRUG. Okay, you didn't say
Oh,
DRUG. You said sexual
sorry.
assault. Rod, thank you for the
Oh
galaxy.
no. Can I say that?
Wait, so you just said that they got arrested for sexual assault. Do you think that would warrant their removal from the country? I would say yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I would say yeah. If they were found guilty of it,
I mean,
then
they shouldn't be here in the
we should
first
either put
place.
them. Honestly, if an undocumented immigrant is found guilty of SA, they should be put in jail, right? All right,
In their
like,
own country.
or like okay, given that they have a reliable criminal justice system in their home country, they should be deported and put in jail in their home country. Now, if you think that SA would warrant the removal of an undocumented
why would we
immigrant, let me finish talking. If you think that SA would warrant the removal of an undocumented immigrant from the country, why wouldn't SA warrant the removal of a president from the White House? Donald Trump was found guilty of SA in 2023.
In 2023? So before he was president?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess after him, before he was president. I mean, maybe he shouldn't have been eligible to run for office, though. But
if he should have been eligible to run for office, then obviously you wouldn't support him.
I said maybe not, but he was, and he was a better option than the other one. That's for sure.
Wait, so why would you say the person that shouldn't even be eligible for option was a better for the office was a better option than Kamala Harris? What's your beef with Harris?
Because she did, bro. She was basically the president Biden's whole administration because he was like now he can admit he's not doing well, you know, and she did not do good.
Name one bad policy. Name one bad policy the Biden-Harris administration passed. Name it right now.
All right, I'm not going to name a bad policy, but I'll tell you that I'm enjoying life a lot more right now than whenever the gas prices were high.
Oh.
And now I'm driving and my gas prices are lower and I'm whipping my truck.
Yeah, the gas for the truck. Hell yes, brother.
Because I had a
Biden and
Subaru.
Harris. Subarus don't sell trucks.
No, I had a Subaru for Biden and Harris, and then once Trump was back in office, gas prices started to get lower. I was like, I'm gonna get this truck because I can. The gas bill won't be quite as bad as whenever those two were running our stuff. You know.
Okay, whatever. So I'm gonna ignore that. What did the Biden-Harris administration do to make gas more expensive?
I don't know what they did, but they did it.
Oh. So if you don't know what they did, then how do you know they did it?
Because it was.
Oh, because it was. So anything that happens in the country was caused by the president. So this means that Donald Trump caused COVID. This means that Donald Trump caused the highest level of unemployment in the last 100. No, because it happened in America when he was president.
Yeah, but it came from China.
Oh, but no, he caused it in America.
How?
I don't know how he did it, but he did it because it happened while he was president.
You sound really uneducated right now.
My
Dean.
point, sir. You
You sound like an uneducated man-child.
Cook. I did sound like an uneducated man-child when I said that Trump caused the pandemic merely because it happened in the country under his presidency. And then you asked me how he caused it. I said, I don't know how he caused it, but he caused it. That indeed did make me sound like an uneducated man-child, just like you literally are an uneducated man-child. My evidence being you making the same suggestion as it related to the price of gas in America under the Biden administration.
That face right now,
Case
bro?
closed.
All right, that is not case closed because it's a disease and gas prices. They're two different things.
Okay, so then how do you know that the Biden-Harris administration could cause gas prices to go up, but Donald Trump couldn't cause a disease to spread? Is it because external variables influence the disease to spread? Guess what, my friend? External variables also influence gas prices to go up, such as a lower level of global oil production by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. We stopped buying their shit because we didn't want to economically promote their country as they were committing an ethnic cleansing. Case closed. Owned. Boom. Arabella, thank you for the $20 on Super Chat. They say, hey, Dean, I'm the only liberal in my Arkansas family, and I wanted to try to convince them to stop supporting Trump. My parents are both 3-time Trump voters as well. Do you have any advice? Arabella, get them on the stream. I'll talk to them. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Arabella. As well as Bread, thank you for the $1 over on Venmo. That is very kind of you, Bread. Thank you, Bread and Arabella. Show some love to Arabella down below in the chat. By the way, this gets left, so let's go to move on to that next Trump supporter. We got Ryan Harris connecting. And if you're watching and you would like to support me, you could find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of those proceeds. They go straight to me and they pop up as a notification on my phone where I could read your name and any and all attached messages out. Welcome in, you MAGA.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, bad. Very bad. Trump is a bad president. Why do you support him?
Because he owns the liberal sissy boys.
Oh, owns them femboys, right? He owns them. He owns the femboys. You like seeing femboys get owned?
All day long.
You like watching femboys get owned all day long, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. All right. So
I like watching them get put in weird positions, too.
yes, sir. True American patriot right here. Get the hell off my live. You're trolling. We're going to move on to that next guest right now. Everyone, just give us a minute. Okay. He was trolling. All right. Let's go and see what that next guest has to say. Dude, I gotta say, that's one of the funniest trolls. All right, we're gonna move on to the next guest. Let's go. LFG, W guest. What's up? Do you support Trump? Okay, they're not here. All right, no. All right, we're gonna move on to the next guest. We got Gone connecting to the stream. All right, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
19.
Okay, all right. And what year were you born in?
2005.
Okay, great. Let me thank somebody real quick, then I'm going to pass you the mic. I just would like to thank Carmel. What an interesting name. Carmel, thank you so much for the $75 donation over on PayPal. That is very kind of you. That is Carmel, spelled Karmel. Carmel says, Dean, I've been watching you for a while. I appreciate you for standing up for women and victims. And the quote-unquote F you die bill will forever be what I call the big beautiful bill now. And it was the laugh I needed this year. Keep on doing you. Happy belated birthday from Carmel. Carmel, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for supporting what we do. That is an incredibly kind donation. Seriously, $75 is a lot. Thank you so much, Carmel. Now, what year did you say you were born in?
2005.
And what month?
January.
Yeah, you'd be 20, my friend. Get pushed. Moving on. I didn't even catch that. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really listening. Oh, dude, this guy's back. Okay, I'm gonna let this guy back. I wanted to talk to him, but he violated the TikTok terms of service, so I had to kick him.
Oh yeah, I didn't think I was too harsh.
I
I'm
honestly,
pretty.
dude, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think you were either. I don't know what you got a restriction
I
for.
think a lot of these. I ain't gonna say it.
Oh,
I'm gonna leave that.
you're about to blame it on the liberals. Keep in mind, I just had to restart my live stream because of the same flags. It's not liberals, it's TikTok.
Oh, you think TikTok is spying on us as we speak?
No, just TikTok has a very shitty auto moderation system that it serves to the worst interests of everybody. The conservatives will say
blame it
it's
on
the liberals.
AI.
Actually, yes, blame it on AI.
No, sir.
Okay, all right.
No, sir.
All right, pal. Hey, I have a question. Are you a true American patriot?
I definitely sort of am.
Dude,
Yes,
true American
I
patriots
think
care
America offers the greatest opportunity for someone to come from nowhere to
I
somewhere.
have a question. Do true American patriots value the American Constitution?
I would say so.
Would you ever support a president that didn't value the Constitution, called for its termination, and it just belligerently violated it for no reason? Given that you are a true American patriot that does care about the Constitution.
Well, are you speaking about the Chicago situation?
No, I'm not talking about Trump.
DC? You don't think those places need to be cleaned up?
Trump is a patriot. You never do this. Answer my question. If you need me to repeat it, I can.
Go ahead, repeat it for me, young man.
I asked you if you're a patriot. You said yes. I asked you if patriots care about the Constitution. You said yes. So then my follow-up question was, because you're a patriot that cares about the Constitution, would you ever support a president that doesn't care about the Constitution, as belligerently violated it like a billion times,
Well,
and
I
even
didn't
specifically
support
called for its
Biden.
termination?
I didn't support Biden at all. I think he should have been kicked.
All right. So you wouldn't
And
support a president that has done those things, right?
of course not.
Okay. Wow. Donald Trump has done those things. In December of 2022, he explicitly called for the termination of the Constitution. On January 20th this year, he signed Executive Order number 14160 into law, which took constitutional rights away from those that have them per birthright citizenship in the 14th Amendment. That was unconstitutional. Last week, he tried to ban burning of the American flag. SCOTUS ruled in the 80s that that's protected under freedom of speech. That was unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Last week, a federal judge ruled that his tariffs were
But guess what?
unconstitutional.
Guess what?
2
young
months
fella?
ago, he said that he
Calm
wanted to
down,
run
my
for a
guy.
third. No, I'm not done. 2 months ago, he said that he wanted to run for a third term. That's unconstitutional in violation of the 22nd Amendment. And in his first term, he signed the
Dude,
bump stock ban into
will
law,
you
which was
chill
ruled as
out?
unconstitutional in violation of the Second Amendment by SCOTUS. So to
Goodness
date,
gracious.
he's violated the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the 22nd
What in the
Amendment.
hell are you reading off of, first of all?
I'm not reading off of anything other than my own intelligence, sir.
You got
You're just thinking
Obama's
on another level.
teleprompter?
I don't have any teleprompter, my good sir.
Goodness gracious. So he violated 4 constitutional amendments.
Yeah, something like that.
And guess what? In this great country of ours, we have checks and balances, sir.
Oh, that's right. But you told
So
me
actually,
earlier.
he didn't violate anything. Did you feel violated?
Okay. All right. So now you're telling me that you don't care because the checks and balances worked.
Yes, they worked. Thank you, America.
So if when Biden was president, he passed an executive order that explicitly contradicted the Second Amendment and said no American has the right to own a gun, and if you're found with a gun, you'll be put in jail. Would you call him like a wannabe authoritarian and say that you don't support him because of the unconstitutional things that he's doing? Or would you say
Well,
he
the
didn't
94
actually do
crime bill
anything?
was
1 second.
unconstitutional. And
Or
he
would you,
was very.
would you actually say that he didn't do anything unconstitutional as the checks and balances worked and stopped him? By the way, he's not muted. He's just silent.
Oh, you wouldn't call that muted. You literally muted me, young man.
Then you unmuted yourself and stayed quiet for like 30 seconds.
I didn't realize that I was muted until I looked
Okay.
down at my phone.
On my side, it said that you were unmuted. Whatever. Respond to my question. If you
Oh,
forget
so
my
there's 2
question, I'll
different.
repeat it.
Okay, so on your side, I was unmuted. Gotcha. AI again, right?
Would you like to respond to the question? I feel like you're going to pivot.
That wasn't a question. That was a diatribe.
Hey, guys, when this guest pivots, can you like bully him in the chat or some shit?
That was a diatribe.
Define diatribe.
Hmm. Every time you speak, that's what a diatribe.
No, bro, define diatribe.
You definitely monologue. You
Spell
monologue.
diatribe.
You monologue and then you call it a question. That's not a damn question.
All right, listen, I'm going to make it simple. If Biden passed an executive order that explicitly banned your right to own any and all guns, but then it was struck down by the courts because of checks and balances, would you say that he's a wannabe authoritarian that has violated the Constitution, or would you say that you don't care because the checks and balances worked?
I would damn sure say thank you very much, Supreme Court.
So would you say that he's a wannabe?
Wouldn't you say that?
Would you say that he's a wannabe authoritarian that violated the Constitution, or would you say he's not those things because the checks and
No,
balances
you
worked
guys
to
call
prevent them?
Trump a rapist. You call him
my
a
God.
PDF file.
You can't track
You
the
guys-
conversation. You are lost, old man. Pay attention.
Yeah, I am.
Pay attention.
Pay attention.
Pay
What do you
attention.
mean?
Pay attention. Quite frankly, pay attention.
Okay,
Dude.
I'm paying attention. So when Biden needs help
Biden.
walking off the stage,
Biden. You're
yeah.
so obsessed
you want me
with
to go
him.
to?
You're so
You want me to go to
obsessed-
Harris?
You're so
Where'd
obsessed.
you want me to go to?
You're so
I
obsessed
can
with
cook
Biden.
Harris too now. I can
Right,
cook Harris
right.
too.
You claim that Donald Trump is like the best thing since sliced bread, but then when somebody critical of him starts,
never
to speak,
said that.
Trump is the last thing you'd ever want to talk about, right?
I never said that about Donald
Yeah,
Trump.
this guy got BDS. This guy got BDS. Biden.
The only thing
derangement
that
syndrome.
makes Trump great is the left. Did you know that?
Really? So he's not great in it. So well, can't.
There
Speak.
would be
So
no
he's not
Trump
great
if it wasn't for Biden.
I can't even
and
speak.
Harris.
I'm stuttering hard today. Sorry, guys. By the way, I do have a stutter. I would like to clarify that. I have a stutter. I've just been able to work through it. So if you ever see me just start randomly stuttering, it's because of that. I'm going to try to repeat that self. And he left. So he just left. Okay, goodbye. All right, moving on to the next guest. You take care. What is going on with these crazy guests today? What's up, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Do you still support the president? Are you still a big Trump guy?
I know you were about to say like the worst president. You gotta work on.
In about 6.5 miles, turn right onto Walt Whitman Road.
Right?
Are you driving?
No.
But I feel like I could hear like a little bit of like a background noise, like the road sound. Is it just
No.
Is it just
I'm
like
playing Grand Theft Auto.
Is that just like an air conditioner?
Yes.
That's just like an air conditioner in the background.
Oh, I know you were saying you wanted to say the worst president in human history in my lifetime, right?
You were a shameless liar.
No.
He didn't know that we could hear the GPS. In fact, the GPS, it was coming out of his phone, so he probably just assumed that we can hear it. We're the same way that like I don't know. What's up? Do you support Trump?
No, I don't. Matter of fact,
Banned, quite frankly, we are just looking for people that do. We're gonna go and move on to the next guest. Yo, by the way, if you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds over there. Yo, including, oh my God, holy shit, Lauren, thank you so much for the $121 donation over on Venmo. Holy fuck, Lauren. Lauren says, I'm a few days late, but happy belated birthday. $121 for your 21st. Thanks for being a great role model for our society as always. Lauren, that is ridiculously kind of you. Holy crap. Everybody watching, please show some love to Lauren down below in that chat while we're starting this next debate with Mr. Garrett down here. Lauren, that is so incredibly kind. You were so generous, and thank you so much for the love. Very fucking seriously, that is just absolutely insanely nuts. Show some love to Lauren down below in that chat. Holy fuck. Thank you so much. And take it away, Mr. Garrett. Tell us why you support Trump.
It's not so much that I support him, but I wanted to ask some questions. So, like, what's your opinion on like the border situation there under the Biden administration and the Trump?
I'm gonna direct you to a video I posted. So if you go on my account page and you scroll 12 rows down, you'll find a video that is titled "America Needs to Change and Here's Why." It is a 5.5-minute explainer video on my thoughts on immigration policy under Trump, where it's been and where I want it to be. And I just recommend you go watch that, since we are just looking to talk to Trump supporters that can give an argument for why. But if you're just curious about my thoughts, head over and watch that video. But Lauren, seriously, thank you. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Oh no, you shouldn't, Gabe. He's a very bad president. Why would you ever support the shitty felon with a terrible policy?
Because I like the guns and stuff like that.
You like the guns? Okay.
Yep.
What year are you
So like,
born
why
in?
are they gonna ban guns whenever I could keep guns?
Actually, Donald Trump infringed upon the Second Amendment in his first term with his bump stock ban, and he's actively trying to infringe upon it again by banning gun ownership for trans individuals. Right? And if you want to respond to that by saying, well, it's not affecting you because you're not trans, and maybe you think they deserve it because you're a bigot. Well, what this demonstrates is that Donald Trump is willing to infringe upon instrumental foundational rights offered and guaranteed to citizens by the Constitution if he doesn't like those in which they're guaranteed unto. What if a day comes when he doesn't like you?
He does like me. He knows me. He follows me on Instagram.
All right, we're going to move on to the next guest. Obviously, Trump doesn't follow him on Instagram. Weird troll. We got Chase loading up. All right. By the way, speaking of guns, Chad, I bought my first one. I get to pick it up on Monday. I bought a sidearm on yesterday. Bought a sidearm for self-defense. Hell yeah. Can't wait to pick it up. Can't wait to pick it up. Oh man, I'm thinking I'm also probably gonna get my CCW for concealed carry. Let's go to move on to the next guess. We'll see. We'll see. Concealed carry and lib. Self-defense is important, folks. Very important. And I need it too. It is, dude. I need it, guys. I need it. I need it, guys. I remember when I was telling you guys a couple months ago about how somebody pulled up on me and my girlfriend and pulled a gun on us. And it ended up just being a BB gun, but they were like shooting at us while they were driving. Before I knew it was a BB gun, before like I knew more about that, dude, I just remember being in that moment and just being like so vividly like afraid, you know, because like what if that situation happened again? Or what if something else? Like what if somebody showed up to my house? You know, like I was out front this morning working on my car and a car was driving by. They stopped and 3 people got out of it and walked up to me. Luckily, they were fans, right? They just wanted to take a picture. They were just like, "What the fuck, Dean Withers? Like, just Dean Withers in the wild?" You know what I mean? But like still, like when that car stopped and like 3 people got out of it and started walking towards me, you know, it's like, what if they weren't fans? We're gonna move on to the next guess here. Everyone give us a minute to get the next guess up here. We got Patty G connecting. Dylan in the YouTube chat just says, just get a pile of rocks to keep by your bed. Well, maybe. We're going to get that next Trump supporter loaded up in here right now. We got Landon connecting. And maybe that's like one of my controversial takes, but like, I think that like gun ownership is like permissible in like a lot of scenarios, including mine. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Hey there, Dean. I wanted to ask you, do you think Hitler's a bad leader?
Yes, and goodbye. I don't want to know what you think. I don't want to know what you think. We're going to go ahead and move on. Give us a minute. Let's go to get that next Trump supporter loaded up in here. Hop in that queue of your MAGA and you'd like to come up here and debate. Give us a minute. What's up, Will? Do you support Trump?
Hey, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What time is it?
Right now it's 4:18.
What state are you in?
4:18?
What state are you in?
Oh, sorry. New York.
New York? What are 3 cities in New York?
New York, New Jersey, and Newark.
Do you say New Jersey?
Yeah.
You're almost there. You're pretty close. You're pretty close. You're pretty close. I got to give it to you. Knowing the time in New York is impressive. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Dina, I'm back.
Connor, how long has it been?
Dina, man, I mean, it's been forever, man. You just don't love me anymore. There's no love. And I don't understand why.
Connor,
where's the love go?
Connor. Listen, love's still there. Connor.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about you wanted to convert me and stuff.
I do gotta ask you.
Going on.
Yeah, I do gotta ask you. You know, you've been hanging out in the stream for like a while now. Are you like somehow not a radical liberal? Is your hair blue yet, Connor?
It is not blue. I mean, we could see something soon. Who knows?
Dye it blue, Connor.
It could go blue. Who knows?
Yes, let's go, Connor. Let's go. W blue hair, Connor. I love it.
Hey, remember the deal we had though. You remember the deal?
Wait, what was the deal? Tell me.
You said in 2028, if I vote for liberal, you'll come hit a lift with me.
Yes, Connor. Yes, and I
That's
still
still
mean
on?
it. We're still on. Listen, I've been back in the gym. All right, the maxes are up. I'm gonna brutally mog you. All right.
All right, let's do it. 2028.
It's gonna be great.
2028, and I will send proof if I do. And then you gotta come to where I'm at. We gotta hit that lift.
You know what, Connor? I'm a man of my word. You got it. You vote blue. All right. We'll go hit a crazy pump. Okay. All right.
All right, brother. You have a good one, boy.
Yeah, you take care, Connor. You take care. We're gonna move on to the next guest. All right. That's my bro. Okay. All right. That's my bro right there. Let's go and see what that next guest has to say. Keep in mind if you're in that queue, make sure that it's because you're a Trump supporter. We're going to go ahead and get that next guest connected. We got Caden loading in. Somebody in the comment section on YouTube said bribing for votes. That's our streamer. Yeah, let's go, bro. Let's go, dude. Hell yeah. What's up? You support Trump?
Hello?
Hey, what's up? You support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
19.
Okay, what year are you born in? Yeah.
2005.
What month?
November.
Okay, all right. You would be 19, my friend. Yo, dude, real quick, before we hop in the debate, I got to thank somebody because holy shit, Margaret. Thank you so much for the $200 donation over on PayPal. Jesus Christ. Margaret. Margaret with the $200 donation says, I really love your show, and I love when you mock the Trump supporters, and they don't even know it. It's hilarious. I'm astounded at the ignorance of these people, and I'm so impressed that you stay calm and kill them with logic that they can't follow. Very entertaining. Margaret, I am so happy that you are pleased with the stream. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the $200 donation. Seriously, that is a shit ton of money, Margaret. That is so incredibly kind and generous of you. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the donation. I want to see 2,000 Margaret W's in that chat while we're hopping into this next debate with Caden. Take it away, man. While we're all thanking Margaret, tell us why you support Trump. Great argument. Best argument I've ever heard, quite frankly. It looks like he got some stage fright. Okay. He has some performance anxiety. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest right now. As well as, hey, James, thank you for the $20 over on Super Chat. Appreciate you for that love, man. That is very kind of you. Been a while since your CIA handler dropped in, but I got to say I can't stand the debates anymore. It's okay, James. I appreciate you for being here. It's been a while, though. I remember you, man. Thank you for the 20. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. It looks like this guest left too. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. Trying to find a Trump supporter in a crowd of over 12.5 thousand. It's surprisingly difficult. As well as Deirdre. Thank you for the $33 donation over on PayPal. Deirdre didn't leave a message, only the love. I hope that you're doing well, Deirdre. It's been a while. It's been a while. Seriously, it's been a while. Thank you for the $33. Hi, Justin. Hi.
What's up? Excited to get over getting $200, man, when you could get a real job and make more than that, my guy.
Justin.
Damn, is this what the world's going to, man?
Justin.
It's sad how this world works, my guy. Like, nobody could work a regular 9 to 5 without, oh, let me go to social media and, you know, thank you for $200. You don't even know these people, bro.
Justin, can we do a breathing exercise together?
No, I'm just stating facts, bro. If you don't like the facts, kick me. I don't give a fuck. It's just facts, bro.
I think a breathing exercise would help you state the facts.
No, you know what? I think an anxiety pen would be nice right about now. Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you tell me where you get your anxiety pen, and maybe I'll go pick one up.
Okay. I could do that. I could have my people send you over that information, Justin. Now, seriously, let's focus on Zen. I want you to take a moment. I want you to clear your mind and bring it down a level. Okay?
I'd rather clear my ass than listen to this shit.
That was a weird statement. What?
I'm just be honest, bro. Like, who the fuck comes on here and gets $200 sent by some random ass stranger?
Let's
beats me, man. I wish I could get a job that I don't have to wake up and come home and shower and get ready for my next shift. Like, bro, shit.
I know you wish you
How
could
do you
be
do this all day and just get thousands of dollars thrown at you, bro?
I know you.
Like, how do you do it? Like, I can't.
I get it. I am incredibly privileged. I'm very privileged, Justin, and I.
Oh, now you can play the privilege card. Okay.
You were just saying how privileged I am.
And you fell for it, bro, and you took the bait.
No, it's not bait. It's true. Like, yeah, I'm an incredibly privileged person, and I acknowledge that, and I'm very grateful for it.
Bro, you probably have not seen the outside of your house in a couple of years, probably.
Probably, Justin. Here's my goal for you for the day. Here's my goal for you for the day, okay? Because I legitimately want to have a
What's your goal? Because I just got off of work and I took a pretty good shower. And I'm about to, go in bed and get ready in a couple hours for work again. Something you don't know about, my guy.
We're gonna leave that behind.
Something you don't know about, how to come home, take a shower, get into bed with your significant other, sleep,
Justin,
get up.
I genuinely do not want to rage bait you on this today. I genuinely want to.
I'm just saying, bro. Do you know what it's like to come home from work, have your significant other have dinner ready for you? You get out the shower, have a nice cup of tea or something. Ice cold tea. A nice warm, dinner. Eat, get in the shower, get out, go to bed, wake up in a couple hours. Have lunch for your next shift ready. Like, you don't know what that is like, bro.
Abigail, thank you so much for the $30 over on Venmo from a random ass person. That is incredibly kind of you, Abigail. Thank you so much for the $30. Let's show some love to Abigail down below. Let's get 300 Abigail W's down below in that chat, as well as Vinny. Thank you for the $15. Saying Justin has soft hands from a welder working 60 plus hours a week. Oh, how do you feel about that? Vinny is a welder that works 60 plus hours a week, and he says you have soft hands.
He probably has soft hands. I don't, bro.
He's a welder, 60 hours a week. You can't get any more like crude, not soft hands.
Yeah, and he's throwing his money away at someone that doesn't have a job. Come on. Do better, bro. Do better,
so you're just
bro.
telling Vinny to do better?
Wait,
but this is the land of the free, and I should be able to do whatever the goddamn I want with my money. Isn't that what Vinny, with very not soft hands, as a welder working 60 plus hours a week right now, would tell you?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be throwing my money away at somebody that just stays at a freaking computer all day.
Are you a communist? Do you want to control?
No, I'm not.
Why do you want to control what other people do with their money? I'm sensing
I'm just saying, he could spend that money on a significant other, take her out to a nice dinner, take him out to a nice dinner.
I did like 3 nights ago for my birthday. I took my girlfriend out to a dinner.
Your pillow friend does not count as a significant other, my guy.
Why would I buy a pillow dinner? What are you saying, Justin?
Because you probably have a pillow friend and you just take them out when you want to get out the house or go touch grass.
But pillows don't eat.
I'm sure yours does.
You're incoherent. Just give it up, man. I'm trying to keep you from straying down this path. I don't want to do the rage bait about the donations today. I'm just genuinely curious.
I don't care, bro. Like I said,
listen,
I
do. This is me putting a good effort in trying to have a legitimately productive dialogue with you. I want to just set all that behind us. Let's just stop talking about the money. Let's just talk about why you support Trump.
Because he's better than anyone else. Kamala couldn't do shit. The LAPD doesn't even want to be her security, bro. LAPD doesn't even want to be her security. Come on now.
Okay, so why do you think Donald Trump was better than Harris?
Dude, look what he's doing. He's getting rid of all the illegals, bro. Come on now.
Okay, and why do you support mass deportation?
Why? Because I do.
So
they need to come here legally. They need to come here the legal way.
So if you think that a single misdemeanor would warrant a removal from the country, then why don't you think 34 felonies would, at the bare minimum, warrant a removal from the
White House? Oh my God. Dude, is that all you guys can come to is a 34 felonies?
That's one of the many possible counter arguments.
You really lost it, bro. You really lost.
Yo, Vinny, I appreciate you for the $20 on Venmo saying here I did better and sent more for soft hand Justin. Thank you for the $20, Vinny, as well as Brittany with the $15 on Venmo for the pillow friend dinner fund. And then Emma with the $15 saying you are my favorite TikToker. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much, Emma. That is very kind. As well as Sandra with a $40. Thank you so much for the love, Sandra. Let's get 400 Sandra W's. Sandra with a 40 says you have to be intelligent to have money thrown.
Don't you feel bad?
I appreciate you for the love, Sandra. That is very, very kind. Thank you so much. As
people
well as Hannah with a 5, Bread with a 5,
money,
Emma with a 5, Bread with a 1. Thank you guys so much for the love. Tino with a $5 as well. I appreciate that. And then Billy Jane with a $15 over on PayPal. And Ethan with a $50 donation over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love, Ethan. Saying imagine being upset with somebody that can earn a living in a different way than you. Fuck Donald Trump, by the way. Let's go, Ethan. Thank you for the $50. That is seriously so fucking incredibly kind of you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you all. That is very, very kind of each and every single one of you guys. As well as Emily with the $21 over on Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love, Emily. Justin got upset, so we turned on a sad Bart Simpson music edit on YouTube. We're going to move on to the next guest. All right, we got that next guest connecting right now. Here we go. All right, Austin's not loading in. Go ahead and hop in that queue for me if you support Trump. I'll happily have you up here literally right now, folks. I'll get you loaded into the live, and it will be great. Hop in that queue if you're a MAGA. Hop in that queue if you're MAGA. We got Logan hopefully connecting to the stream here, folks. We got Logan hopefully connecting, quite frankly. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Oh, shit. Did I join?
Yeah, are you MAGA?
Fuck nah.
Based, but unfortunately I got to kick you because we're only looking to talk to Trump supporters. Have a good rest of your day. Make sure if you're joining that queue, it is specifically because you support Donald J. Trump as president. Please, 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 please make sure that you're following those rules, everybody. Come on now. Let's follow those rules. We got the next guest loading in right now. What's up? Do you support Trump? Hello? Get banned. Oh my God. Okay. By the way, guys, Trump supporters are like low-key going extinct. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it very real. They're going extinct. They're nowhere to be found. Where are they? Where are they? They're not here. So where are they? Who's next? Who is next? What about Maya? We'll get Maya up here. Somebody is saying that Trump is live right now. What is Trump yapping about? Should we cover Trump? What's up? Do you support Trump?
I have a question.
Follow the rules. Trump is live. Should we cover it? Should we cover it, chat? Should we throw Trump's stream up? I agree. We should. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's throw it up. Let's throw it up. We'll get that going right now. As well as, hey, let's see here. Haley, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love. As well as Wolf, thank you for the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love. Saying from a CDRUG educator who's worked 40 hours a week, here's $50 for Justin's increased rage. That new follower. Love. Thank you so much for the love, Wolf. That is very kind of you. Let's get 500 Wolf W's down below in that comment section. Seriously, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Wolf. 500 Wolf W's while we are loading up Trump's little speech. Where's he at? Trump announces the Department of War.
Sure, as you said, serving our nation is an incredible gift that we give, and the reward on that gift pays back.
We should pull this up. Let's do final vote. Let's do final vote. We're going to do a final vote if we pull up Trump's speech right now. Over on YouTube, we're going to go ahead and start the poll. Should we listen to Trump? Yes or no? Everyone over on TikTok, let me know your thoughts. Seeing a lot of yeses. Seeing a lot of yeses. Okay. All right. We'll get that going right now, quite frankly. It's going to take me a little bit to transition into it. I first have to pull it up over on the TikTok. I think if I just switch my layout here. Split view. Wow! Look at that! Look at that. I already have it all keyed up and ready to go. We're going to go ahead and start playing it. Let's listen to what the orange fascist has to say.
Year over year, and I think the young people of America are seeing the importance of service, and whether it's in any of our armed services or in local police, fire, rescue, service is an important thing. That
How are they
I
yapping
personally
about?
Encourage, and I know everyone else in government service sees that same reward.
And Peter, on recruitment?
Yes,
What
sir.
is it?
I was down at Fort Benning, the newly properly renamed,
This guy's like 3 DUIs, by the way.
watching Army basic training, and they're so full they can't barely handle the throughput. It is truly historic across all the services, as you said. It's been a surge into the, I was going to say the Defense Department, but I will say the War Department. And that you might almost call it a vibe shift, an attitude shift.
Wait. The
feeling
War
that
Department?
The country is back, that service is back. And there were military families last year.
The War Department?
I wrote a
Is
book
that
on this. I don't know if I can recommend service.
Wait, did I catch that right? 1 second. I need to roll it
Well,
back.
no,
I need to roll it back.
you heard
here.
it.
Did you say the War Department?
Over immense last shift, a feeling that the country is back, that service is back. And there were military families last year, Mr. President, that said, I don't know if I can recommend, I wrote a book on this. I don't know if I can recommend service to my son or daughter, given what's been done to our military. You heard it over and over and over again. And I hear from those same military families right now, sir, and they're saying, I recommend to my kids that they go into this department, this Pentagon, under this commander-in-chief, who they know you'll have their back, and they want to serve. So it is historic, and it's the biggest reflection of how motivated Americans are by your leadership, sir.
You know, really, it's nothing more than spirit, love for the country, I guess the esprit de corps, as they say, you have more of that than we've had maybe ever, frankly. But to see a turn over a period of less than a year, I would say, but to see a turn, nobody wanted to go into the military. Now everybody wants to go into the military. Jennifer, you wanted?
Yeah, there's some new reporting on North Korea and this Navy SEAL
Oh,
incident in 2019.
exciting. Okay,
Can
let's see what he has to
you say
say.
if the administration has engaged with North Korea on that incident since it happened recently?
Yeah.
And then can you share some recollections?
I don't know anything about it, no.
Can you-
I'd have to,
can
I
you-
could look, but I know nothing about
Can
it.
you confirm that it happened?
I don't know anything about it. I'm hearing it now for the first time.
Okay, great. And then on the Hyundai incident.
He doesn't know anything about it. Wasn't it his thing? Wait, whoa.
Construction workers at the plant. Have you heard any feedback from Hyundai?
I just heard about that a little
Wait,
while
yeah.
before the
Look at
news
this.
conference, and
We're just
I
gonna have
would
this up
say
here for a
that,
second.
They were
New York
illegal
Times
aliens.
says Trump authorized mission to plant listening devices.
But I
How would he know?
nothing about the instance. It happened a little while ago.
How would he know nothing about something he authorized? What?
Korea already, and of course, they pledged to invest 150 billion in the U.S. when they were just here, last week. Are you concerned?
Well, and
at
they
all?
have the right to sell cars and things in our country. It's
Yeah.
not like a one-sided deal.
Are you concerned at all about, your immigration agenda potentially clashing with these economic goals?
Well, we
Good
want to get
point.
along with other countries, and we want to have a great, stable workforce. And we had, as I understand it, a lot of illegal aliens, some not the best of people, but we had a lot of illegal aliens working there. So, look, they're doing their job. That's what they have to do. These are people that came through with Biden. They came through illegally. They came into our country, so we have to do our job.
The now Department of War has been involved in the crime cleanup in D.C.
I just want to pause that real quick. The reporter just asked a great question. Do you feel like your economic goals of growth will clash with your immigration policy of mass deportation, which, once again, according to the American Immigration Council, will cut our GDP by $2 trillion per year? He didn't have an answer. He just said that there's some undocumented immigrants that came in under Biden that are working. Next question.
You've tasked Congress with proposing and passing a crime bill. What are some things that you would really like to see codified in that crime bill?
Well, I think one of the things is the cashless bail. It's killing it. When that came out, the first time, that's when you saw the real big crime start to happen. Cashless bail, what a disaster that is. You murder somebody, you don't have to put up bail, and you go out in the street and you murder somebody else. That's what's happened. It happens so often. And that's one of the things. And other of the things you're reading about, is just standard, but just a certain toughness. I have to say, one of the elements of fascination for people over the last period of time has been what's happened to D.C. So we've gone from one of the most dangerous cities in our country to what they call a safe city. It's a totally safe city. In fact, I set up dinner in Washington, D.C. next week. I wouldn't have done that, to be honest. I would have had an obligation not to do it before I came into office, or even at the very beginning when things were so corrupt and so dangerous out on the streets. So Washington, D.C. has had virtually no crime. We even have a mayor that's admitting to it, and she's a, liberal Democrat, in all fairness. She's a person that hasn't gotten exactly along with Republicans over the years. And she said she's never seen anything like it. So Washington, D.C. is a totally safe city. We have virtually no crime. It's gone from the most unsafe city in the United States, almost, just about, to one of the safest cities, maybe the safest city in the United States. That's a tremendous compliment to our military, what we did.
If he cares about crime, why did he pardon people that tried to kill cops in Washington, D.C. in front of the Capitol building?
National Guard's done a fantastic job. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, can I ask about Florida real quick? Florida House Speaker Daniel Perez was at the White House yesterday as part of a leadership summit.
Yes.
And we understand you met with him separately. Mr. President, what did you two talk about? And also, did you explore him running for Florida Attorney General?
I didn't. We didn't talk about that, but he's done a fantastic job. He's respected all over the country, really. He's a leader, and he's done just a fantastic job. We didn't discuss
Wait, something else.
anything having to do with his
He's
future.
covering his hand.
I'm sure he'd be very good at that.
My second question, Alligator Alcatraz, sticking with Florida, a major ruling appeals court blocked a federal judge's order to close it, and it can remain open for now. Your reactions?
I think they've done a fantastic job in building it, the governor and everybody else that's been involved. It's an incredible facility. It's housing people for usually a very short period of time before they get brought back to their countries. As you know, we focus on criminals before we focus on anybody else, and we're taking thousands and thousands of criminals out every month out of our country, some of them murderers. And I think Florida's done a great job by building it, and whether it's Alligator, Alcatraz, or anything else you want to call it, I was there. I visited with the governor, with other people. I guess Nikki was there. Tom Homan's been there a lot. A lot of people have been there from. It's an amazing facility for what it is. It's not a hotel. It's not supposed to be a hotel, but they've done a great job with it, and I'm very happy with the judge's decision.
You also mentioned Venezuela.
One thing I want to point out here before we listen to the next question is that he just said they're focusing on those with criminal records before anybody else. Why? Because they're the easiest to find. Not because he thinks that they're worse or that they're the more immediate threat. He wants to deport every single undocumented immigrant in this country, and he's made it clear. However, his numbers have been low compared to what he promised. So people on the right that support this garbage are freaking out. So now he's saying that we're focusing on the criminals before anybody else because they're the easiest to find. Not to mention that the Biden-Harris administration was actually deporting undocumented immigrants with prior violent offenses at higher rates compared to Trump's administration now. I'll pull up the data for that while we're listening to this next question.
Venezuela, I want to ask one more follow-up question on that. On the U.S. strike on the Venezuelan drug cartel, the Maduro regime is pushing back today. In fact, they say the U.S. seeks regime change through military threat. Your reaction to those words, and also, would you like to see regime change in Venezuela?
Well, we're not talking about that, but we are talking about the fact that you had an election which was very strange.
Oh, got some lag. Can you guys hear me? Is my stream lagging? Can you guys hear me? No, you guys can hear me. What the? What the? Oh, sorry. Just I guess my computer had a hiccup. There we go.
Election, to put it mildly, I'm being very
Still
nice when I
lag?
say that.
What the fuck?
I can only say.
What the fuck is going on? Bro, I just bought this computer like 2 months ago. It's supposed to be good. Yo, what the hell's going on?
That
there it goes.
billions of dollars of drugs are pouring into our country from Venezuela. The prisons of Venezuela have been opened up to our country. They've taken their prisoners, the worst prisoners, murderers, Tren de Aragua. The worst prisoners that you can ever imagine are now happily living in the United States of America.
Is doing it again? Crazy work. Okay, it's the ICE. Okay, I'm on the ICE.gov statistics. Need to get off that. I think that this one specific web page
Now,
is
many of them
overloaded.
we've gotten out.
There we go.
It's not easy to get them out because of the liberal system that we're working with in many cases, not in all cases. But millions and millions of dollars and billions of dollars of drugs are pouring out of Venezuela and other countries. Look, China, what they're doing with fentanyl is a terrible thing.
Oof. Okay. I think that the TikTok stream is about to get restricted. We'll let it continue to play. We might just like end our stream early. Well, hopefully, I'm just gonna mute him for this part when he's yapping about the DRUGS. TikTok hates that shit. Let me tell you guys, TikTok hates that shit. They hear that word and they just restrict the stream. They take it down. But I will tell you guys something while we're letting him finish his yap about the DRUGS here, because we can't have that on TikTok. 85 to 90% of the DRUGS that are brought into this country across the southern border are brought by citizens. Has he ever announced any policy, any action plan whatsoever to crack down on those citizens bringing the DRUGS into the country? No. No, he has not. Let's go ahead and continue to roll this. We're going to skip forward a little bit so we could get past the DRUG part.
The high seas or the low seas, they're going to be in trouble. I will tell you, boat traffic is substantially down in the area that happened. They called it the runway. It's a runway to the United States. And boat traffic is very substantially down on the runway. You can imagine why. I think anybody that saw that is going to say, I'll take a pass. I don't even know about fishermen. They may say, I'm not getting on the boat. I'm not going to take a chance.
What happens if Venezuela flies jets over U.S. naval vessels again?
Well, I would say they're going to be in trouble. We'll let them know about that. We heard that happen, but it wasn't really over, not like they described. But I would say, General, if they do that, you have a choice of doing anything you want, okay? If they fly in a dangerous position, I would say that you can, you or your captains can make the decision as to what they want to do, all right?
Sure. Sir, how close did they get? We have one more. You said they didn't go over.
Say it?
How close did they get? You said the plane did not.
Well, I don't want to talk about that, but if they do put us in a dangerous position, they'll be shut down. Thank you very much, everybody. So we're going to now cover the G20, and I'm going to let these people go back to the Department of War and figure out how to maintain peace. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Okay. All right. So there's the big announcement. The big announcement is that the Department of Defense is now the Department of War. Yes, the Department of War that is dropping bombs on, Venezuelan boats in the sea. The Department of War is now calling for regime changes in Venezuela and Iran. The Department of War directed a bunch of Navy SEALs to covertly go into North Korea, killed 11 innocent civilians, botched the mission, backed out, and it was approved by Trump, but now Trump is saying he knows nothing about it. The Department of War is trying to figure out how to maintain peace? Interesting.
And gives your administration powerful tools to get American hostages out. This has been a focus of your administration this time around. Adam Bowler's here, and he's done incredible work already. This will give him even more.
By the way, this man right here, he's a total scumbag. His name is Will Scharf. Will Scharf is a total scumbag.
We know, and me and a couple of other people that you don't know, but we've gotten a lot of hostages. Do you want to describe it?
Mr. President, you brought back 72.
Oh, wait, that's actually not Will Scharf. The Will Scharf was the lawyer that just gave him the pin to sign the executive order.
Gotten 20 taken, so he is negative
20 taken.
20 taken.
They don't take our people so often.
So, Mr. President,
That's good.
when we spoke, you said that was a primary focus, and I'll tell you the job is easy because of you.
And we paid nothing, too.
We pay nothing.
They pay $6 billion. They always paid $6 billion for 5 people. $6 billion. It was just a number I kept hearing. Not only that, $6 billion plus we'd get like one person, and they'd get 6. They got one, the Prince of Doom, they call him. He was the number.
Hey, I'm going to let this play for like 30 seconds while I go quickly use the restroom. I'll be right back. Once we're back from using the restroom, we'll probably go back into the debates.
Money. So, no, we don't do that. You know, once you pay money, and then a lot of people start disappearing. They start grabbing reporters, too. They think the reporter is going to get a lot of money. And to me, they would. You'll be well taken care of. I better stress that, because otherwise we have headlines. He said this or he said that. No, I'm not smiling about it. But they would. They'd be grabbing reporters. They'd be grabbing everybody. And especially when you pay the kind of money that Biden and Obama, they used to pay money that was crazy. We don't pay. And if you don't pay, they find it to be not a lucrative business anymore. That's fantastic. Would you like to say something?
Julia. So it's really Spihar, Special Envoy Bowler, it's Rick Grenell, it's Steve Witkoff, who brought Americans home. But with this EO you are signing today, you are drawing a line in the sand that U.S. citizens will not be used as bargaining chips, and it provides your Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, the same tool set to punish states who take our citizens wrongfully the same way that we can punish those who sponsor terrorists. This is a very significant EO you are signing today, sir.
Thank you, Sebastian.
All right, everybody.
Great job, too.
Should we go back into the debates?
You're Director for Hostage Affairs at the NSC.
Yes, and I hear.
So
Should we go back into the debates? All right, are you guys fulfilled with a yap from Trump and co? I agree. Let's go ahead and head back into those debates. If you're watching and you support Trump, hop in that queue for me. We'll get you up here right now. Okay. I'm definitely fulfilled for yap from Trump and co for the foreseeable future. We didn't really learn much today from what we did watch. Just him once again avoiding accountability in relationship to the botched military operation that took place in North Korea in 2019. And him once again just renaming the Department of Defense to the Department of War. What a terrible move. You know, I thought that our DoD was supposed to maintain the peace. But now you're telling me that a federal entity that is supposed to be maintaining the peace is the Department of War. Very interesting. Let's go to get that next guest up in here. Hop in that queue. If you support Trump, we'll get you loaded up. Everyone, just give us a minute. We'll get the next guest up in here right now. Right now, we only have 36 guest requests. Meanwhile, we have close to 12,000 people hanging out with us on TikTok. So hop in that queue. If you support Trump, we'll get you loaded up. And let's try to get that first guest in here right now. As well as, hey, Diana, thank you for the $3 on PayPal. Ziana with a $5, as well as Tyler with a $5 on Venmo. Brett with a $1, and Austin with a $5, and Wiley with a $10, saying, have a good day. Thank you so much, Wiley. I appreciate everyone so much for the love over on PayPal and Venmo. What's up? Do you support Trump? Hello? They're not here, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest done detailing loaded into the live. In the meantime, guys, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. Here we go. What's up? Are you MAGA?
Yes, I am.
And how old are you?
I am 20 years old. How about you, Dean? How old are you?
I am 21. What year are you born in?
I'm July 05.
Perfect. So why do you support Trump?
I support him for a lot of reasons, but I would say mainly is the immigration.
You support him because of immigration. Oh, I just don't see any positive outcomes of his immigration policy. Like his mass deportation, name one way that will materially benefit this country.
By putting the citizens above illegal people that came into this country.
By raising the citizens up? No, actually, mass deportation pulls citizens down by firing 8.3 million of our business's employees and deporting 11 million of their consumers. According to the American Immigration Council, this will reduce our GDP by 1.1 trillion through 1.7 trillion per year. That is definitionally speaking going to be bad for this country and bad for those in it, including citizens. And he left. He ran away. Have a good one. Have a good one. We're going to go and see what that next guest has to say. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. We're going to go ahead and get Haley loaded in. He said goodbye. No argument. No argument, quite frankly. All right, who's next? All right, we're going to move on to that next Trump supporter right now. That last guy literally lasted 30 seconds. We got Daniel loaded in. Okay. All right, what's up, Daniel? Do you support Trump? Daniel is not here. Goodbye, Daniel. Moving on to Haley. We're going to be banning anybody and everybody that comes up here in violation of the rules. What's up, Haley? You MAGA?
No, I love you, Dean.
I'm sorry. I do have to ban you. Wait, is he back? What happened?
Sorry, dude. I lagged out there for a second.
Lagged out. Okay. Well, we'll go back to what I was saying. You said that you support mass deportation because it helps put the citizens above. It prioritizes the citizens. How could it be prioritizing our citizens when it hurts our citizens?
I would say safety. I mean, 70% of the deportations have been people with criminal records. And so not excluding those that have came across the border, but on top of that, they have a criminal offense or they've had something that made ICE think they were going to do something.
So the Biden-Harris administration was deporting undocumented immigrants with like prior crimes on their record, violent crimes, etc., at higher levels than the Trump administration is today.
I do not believe that at all.
Yeah, all that you got to do to prove it is to go to ice.gov/statistics.
But you think Biden deported more people than Trump has in his first year?
Proportionally, as we're only referencing undocumented immigrants with prior like violent criminal offenses, yes.
How many people did Biden and Kamala deport?
How about I just show you this graph from ice.gov? Give me one moment. Here is ICE arrests and deportations.
If that's true, then why are you guys making such a big deal over ICE?
There we go. All right. So if we look at this quarterly, what we see is that the arrest rates from ICE of specifically undocumented immigrants with prior violent offenses was significantly higher in 2021, 2022, and 2023 than we have seen so far in the first 2 quarters of Donald Trump's administration.
Why is that, do you think?
Why is that? Because they only focused on immigrants, on undocumented immigrants with prior criminal offenses, unlike Trump, who's focusing on all undocumented immigrants.
70% of the people Trump has deported have been have criminal offenses on top of entering the country legally.
Right, but maybe if that was 100%, he'd be deporting more of them proportionate to the Biden-Harris administration. But he's not. And by the way, that's data from ICE's own website.
So
What I
do you,
just showed you
so,
on screen.
so, so
Wait,
do you
one,
think,
one second. It was data from ICE's own website. You could go to ice.gov/statistics. Then also, where is that number coming from? That 70% of individuals that have been deported have had prior criminal offenses on their records?
the Department of Homeland Security.
Where could I read that from them?
It was Tom Homan's words. I looked at it yesterday, actually.
So
I can't remember.
okay, well, I don't think that Tom Homan's word of mouth is going to be a reliable source.
Well, I think he knows more about border security than you do. I'm just
Well,
not
I mean,
saying
if
that.
Tom Homan wanted to be able to give a source for that, that's fine. But it doesn't seem like
It's his like Department of Interior or Department of Defense's numbers.
Well, I mean,
So
listen, man, I'm just simply not going to trust the word of mouth of Tom Homan. Now, if Tom Homan
well,
came with sources, I would. See, I came at you with sources. I did. I just
Yeah,
showed
I'm
you on
just
screen
saying,
to
like-
demonstrate that the Biden-Harris administration
Wait,
had higher
I'm just
levels of
saying-
removals of undocumented immigrants, specifically with prior violent offenses, to that compared to the Trump administration.
If you want to pick certain facts to go by, that's fine. I'm not gonna debate like that's just a stupid. Like anyone can say that fact's untrue, this fact's true. So whatever you want to say.
Nobody
about
could say what the facts that I just gave you were false. The facts to demonstrate that the Biden-Harris administration had higher levels of removals of undocumented immigrants with prior violent offenses. And then you said that this mass deportation is somehow making our country safer. I don't know. I disagree with that too. Because of like the negative economic effects that I just described, we should expect to see an increase in poverty, and a lot of crime is consequential of poverty. Not to mention that undocumented immigrants only account for 1% of total violent crime. In fact, they're 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes on American soil than American citizens.
So is that percent too much because they're like, is that, wait, what percent did you say illegals commit?
1.
So should we have that
Undocumented
1%?
immigrants.
Yeah, should we have that 1% at all or no?
We shouldn't have any violent crime. But the argument is, if we do a
Okay.
mass deportation, we will only have more.
How would we have more if we deport?
Because the
like-
economy will be worse off, destabilizing American business.
How is the economy destabilized since we've been deporting all these people?
For sure.
So-
Well, according to the American Immigration Council, if we were to remove every single undocumented immigrant tomorrow, GDP would fall by close to $2 trillion.
They're
And
not
this is
doing that.
natural and expected as a result of a removal of the laborers. We have to also consider here that undocumented immigrants are significantly more likely to work in the American labor force than citizens, given that more of them are of working age. Not to mention they qualify for less benefits and pay more taxes on average since they can't file for a federal tax return. So, in other words, funding a mass deportation is like spending $2 trillion to lose trillions of dollars because we're losing their direct contributions to the GDP, we're losing their direct contributions to taxable revenue, and then we're losing their indirect contributions to the GDP and increases in productivity experience in the workforce via the profit extracted off of their labor by their employer, or just the fact that they then turn around and buy more goods, and which promotes the manufacturing of more goods.
So is GDP? So this is a legitimate question. Is GDP the only thing we're going for? Like like genuine question. So if the argument is to keep illegal immigrants because our GDP is going to be better, is it better to keep illegal immigrants in our country or to have a higher GDP?
You're getting lost in the sauce because remember, me pointing out the negative economic effects of mass deportation was to demonstrate the destabilizing effects on the economy, to demonstrate how we should see an increase in crime following a mass deportation. Right? So this actually wasn't an argument of my own to explain why I think that mass deportation is bad, although it is one. However, as a response to your position, arguing that America would be safer if we were to do a mass deportation, I argued against that point with 2 arguments. The first argument was to demonstrate that the Trump administration is deporting individuals with prior criminal offenses at lower rates than Biden because they're not just focusing on them, which shows they're worse compared to Biden for the safety in the context of undocumented immigrants with prior criminal offenses. And then point number 2 is that our country would be less safe as our economy would be destabilized. With higher levels of poverty comes more crime.
So Trump and Tom Homan deporting all these illegal aliens that came through the southern border.
Undocumented immigrants. We should give them a little bit of their humanity back.
Illegal aliens.
Well, I think that we should call them undocumented immigrants. I think that you already dehumanized them.
You can call them whatever. I don't really care what you call them, but whatever. So allowing all these people in with terrorist ties, MS-13, all these.
Oh, all these people with terrorist ties, MS-13.
I'm not saying they're all.
All of that. See, now you're pivoting away from the argument that I just gave you.
I'm saying where exactly where it was. So for them, so let's say Trump deports MS-13 gang member. Like you're okay with that in that case, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What about a illegal alien that
Undocumented immigrant.
Sure, that has other convictions? You're okay with Trump deporting them?
Yeah, like prior violent criminal convictions or like pretty
Okay.
insane non-violent criminal
Okay.
convictions. Yeah.
Okay, so we agree. Perfect. So if 70%, let's just say you grant me that 70% number.
Well,
Would you then
I'm not
be in
going to say
favor?
that as you haven't been able to demonstrate a source yet.
I could find it, but I don't have other tech. Let's say I could find it, okay? So let's say that 70% number is true. Would you then be in favor for the majority of what Trump and Tom Homan are doing to say what they're doing with mass deportations is good, if that 70% number was true?
Yeah. So if my grandma had
Majority.
if my grandma had wheels instead of legs, she'd be a wheelchair, man. And then even on that,
So
even
you're
the
just
removals.
pivoting. Answer.
Okay, you're gonna have to be able to allow me to finish speaking. Okay. You were actually banned for violating the community guidelines, but I will respond nonetheless. So even still yet, no. Assuming that 70% of his removals were specifically of individuals with like prior criminal offenses, violent offenses that I would suggest would warrant removal, I still wouldn't support majority of them, considering the fact that the way in which he has been removing undocumented immigrants, even those with prior criminal offenses, has been unconstitutional. Right? Think about like the planes full of Venezuelan immigrants that he deported against the withholding order of a judge and gave no due process to CICA in El Salvador. You know, think Abrigo Garcia, even though Abrigo Garcia didn't even have a criminal record, you know? I only support the president enacting policy or change in which is constitutional. Right? I don't support people losing their right to due process. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
36.
Okay, and why do you support the worst president of your 36 years of life, Mr. Trump?
I think how he's brokering peace around the world is pretty good.
I think
for
he's,
the world's sake.
I think he's kind of doing
Especially-
bad with peace. You know, he's definitely doing really bad with peace with Russia and Ukraine. He's kind of failed there.
I think Kamala would have been maybe worse. But
Really? I
no.
reject that. The reason why I reject that is because Donald Trump has started to adopt her plan.
Yeah, so like on a 60-minute interview, she said Iran was the America's biggest adversary, and she really needs to look into it and say.
Wait 1 second, my friend. With all due
You can't
respect,
have
you're
nuclear-
pivoting. I'll let you talk about other countries next, but like first and foremost, you said that you think that Donald Trump is better for Russia and Ukraine. I said, really? Because now he started to adopt her plan, and he has. Like, for instance, day one, he defunded Ukraine. He realized it was bad for about 1 billion reasons. So then in July, he resumed all the funding for Ukraine's military to put more international pressure on Russia, just like Biden and Harris were doing and wanted to continue to do. His plan was such a failure that he had to concede to what the Democrats wanted to do all along.
You know, maybe he could take some good ideas from other people too.
Right, which shows that he's a failure, though. So obviously, I think that conflict would be significantly better off if Kamala Harris had won.
Oh, maybe.
Do you have any other
We
arguments,
just
my
don't.
friend?
You know, we just don't know. You know, it just seems like it's generally more peaceful when he's in office. You know, it seems like there's less real conflicts going on.
I don't know, man. Last time he was in office, we had one of the largest conflicts and attacks on the American democracy in American history when he tried to steal and rig the election from Biden in 2020.
That was one of the biggest things that happened.
Yeah, it was the largest attack on the American democracy since the Civil War.
All right.
He literally tried to take away everybody's right to vote. Biden won the election. Trump sent fake slates of electorates to 7 different of our key swing states with fake votes for himself. Then he told them to send them back to Congress and told Mike Pence to ratify them as the real votes. He tried to install himself as a president. And honestly, I wish that more people would care about this. It's surprising that many don't. And if you're interested in researching this, just go on Google, type in Trump's fake elector plot. He admitted to this all in court. In fact, if you were in here when we were watching Donald Trump's speech from the Oval not too long ago, Will Scharf, the attorney that gave him that executive order to sign, went on Fox News and CNN and talked about how Donald Trump admitted to these things in courts as he was representing his official legal argument.
Yeah. And then, you know, just going back to that Iran, Israel, you know, people were freaking out about a month ago at it. Now, not a lot of people really talk about it because it's kind of calmed down over there. Agree?
Calm down. No, I mean, I think that Israel has only ramped up its ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian individuals. You know, they're striking hospitals, and then they're striking the people.
Iran with Israel.
Striking Iran with Israel.
Yeah, that's what everybody was freaking out of. I mean, obviously, the Palestinian thing is not great, and that's ramped up.
Thing. I don't think that Israel would have struck Iran in the first place if Kamala Harris had won.
According to her 60-minute interview, it seemed like it was going to be a little bit more hectic and maybe ruffled a few more feathers.
Okay, can you give me an argument?
It's hard,
to demonstrate
it's hard to debate something that didn't happen.
Okay,
so.
well, if you think it'd be hard to debate because it didn't happen, then what do you think you could debate? Why do you support Trump?
I like the no tax on tips.
Okay, all right. I agree. I also like no tax on tips. However, the other 831 pages of the Big Beautiful Bill, in total, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, are going to be on average hurting Americans making at or beneath $51,000 per year, which is above the income of the average American. So overall, that bill is incredibly harmful to the average American, and especially harmful to low-income Americans by taking health care away from 3 million people and food stamps away from 3 million people.
Yeah. Is it the food stamps just requiring people to work to obtain them? Is that's what it is? All right.
And I disagree with that. I don't think that Medicaid should have a work requirement on it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Do you think that you should have to be working in order to receive Medicaid, even though it's an essential social safety net?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that you should have to be working in order to call 911, even though even though it is an essential social safety net?
Yeah.
So you think if you're unemployed, you shouldn't be able to call 911?
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
What about public roadways?
You can use those. Those are for everyone.
Wait, why? Because they're an essential social safety net, just like calling 911 or going to the hospital, paid for and funded by the taxpayer.
Yeah, I'll pay for other people to use the roads. That's fine.
So why won't you pay for other people to have their life saved at the hospital or to have their life saved by a police officer?
Police don't really save lives, in my opinion. They're kind of just there to convict and not to actually help, it seems like. So I'm kind of under the I like the idea of maybe not defund the police, but they don't allocate their funds great.
I mean, I agree that the police are not the best they could be and that the police don't allocate their funds great. I think that the solution to this is to give them even more
You think police
money.
save a ton of lives?
I think that the solution is to give them even more money and proper oversight. I listen, in my mind, I think that being a cop should be like wanting to be a lawyer, right? It's like a highly respected job that you have to go to school for so long to get, and you're very highly paid when you're working that job. And obviously that is a solution that would require more structuring, more oversight, and more money, not less money, right? And regardless of the fact if you think police don't save life, they can, right? You know, so I think if you're in a position as a low-income American, you have somebody break into your house, they're rummaging through your shit downstairs, and you're scared as shit, sitting in your bathroom upstairs, you should absolutely be able to call 911 even though you don't have a job.
Yeah, I mean, one time I called 911 recently, and they straight up said they're not going to come for a noise complaint of someone ringing my doorbell, in the middle of the night, and people congregating outside the house. So I don't necessarily think the police are all that great.
Well, congregation
So,
outside of your house, if it's on public,
if you're not paying taxes, then for sure not. If they're not even helping me.
Congregation outside of your house, if it's on a public roadway or something, public property, that's not illegal.
Yeah, 2 a.m. ringing my doorbell.
I mean, depending on where you
Cops
live,
won't
it's
show
possible
up.
that's
That's
also
what they
illegal.
said. I mean, they were kind of fishing, hey, do they have weapons or
Right, asking you if they're doing things that are illegal, given that in your area, then it's likely
I said
not
no,
illegal.
but it was annoying. I don't think you would want to live like that. And the fact that they didn't come and I pay taxes, I don't think people who don't pay taxes should get any kind of service like that.
Okay,
I mean,
well then I just think that you're a terrible piece of shit. Imagine that there's an unemployed mother of 5 and her ex-husband breaks in and tries to kidnap their children. She shouldn't be able to call the cops?
no, she should.
Oh wait, but I thought you just said individuals without jobs shouldn't be able to call 911.
Did she not have a job in this scenario?
No, she was unemployed. So do you think that we should let those kids be kidnapped?
No.
No, so she
No, we're
should
not
be able to
gonna
call
say
911, right?
Well, like I said before, 911 doesn't really.
Which one is it?
prevent
Which one is
this
it?
from
Should she
happening.
be able to call 911 or not? She knows her ex-husband is on the way, coming to hurt her.
I guess it
and
wouldn't
take the
matter.
kids.
So I guess I'll just go with no because she's not working.
Okay, all right. Well, I think that you are a total piece of shit. And we're gonna move on to the next guest. Yeah. So he just said that he's okay with children being kidnapped. Oh, I should have let him stay it for another second and asked him if he was pro-life. Claire, thank you so much for the $15 over on PayPal. Claire, I really appreciate that from you. Claire says, enjoy your birthday celebrations this weekend. Thank you, Claire. Yeah, I can't wait. That's in fact, as soon as I end the live, I'm going to go get packed and hit the road. As well as Heidi with the $10. Thank you so much for the love, Heidi. Heidi with the $10 says, drumroll please, it's loading. I've been in the hospital recovering from a stroke and now spending my time in the hospital with my elderly mom, you and Parker. And you and Parker are my only sources of happiness each day. Thank you for standing up for the LGBTQ plus community and all the other forgotten ones. You make my day. Please read Gays for Dean and Parker. You give us hope. Heidi, I am so happy to hear that you are recovering. And I'm sorry that you had that happen to you, man. When I was younger, I had a mini stroke. And I remember it was the scariest shit ever. So I can't even imagine what you went through, Heidi. And I appreciate you for being here. What's up, Johnny? Do you support Trump? No, Johnny's not here. Guys, we're going to go ahead and try to get our last guest loaded up. We are just about at 4 hours, but like, honestly, I think I am going to try to hit the road to Boulder tonight. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be our last guest. So I could hit the road to Boulder this evening. Oh yeah, it sounds super nice to be able to wake up. Oh, dude, there's a great crepe place in Boulder. I started going there like 3 times a week in the morning. And at that point, when I was living there, I didn't have too much money. And those crepes were like fucking $13 each. So I was spending an unhealthy amount of my income at the time on those goddamn crepes. But they were so good. They're so good. Cannot wait to have one of those tomorrow morning. Let's go and get that next guest loaded in. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19. What year are you born in?
2006.
Okay, could you disconnect like any like Bluetooth devices that you're talking to me through?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. By the way, if you want to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of those proceeds over there, and I really appreciate everyone so much that has shown love today. Okay, welcome back. So why do you support Trump?
I think I don't support him. I don't support him as a president. I mean, as a person, I support him as a president
Okay, why?
because I think he's a great political leader for us, and I believe the Biden administration made us look weak.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. You have a pretty shitty mic making this conversation hard.
I apologize. That's my phone, and I don't know what else I could tell you.
How does Trump make us look strong? Is it like the belligerent misinformation he spews, like saying windmills cause
the
cancer?
thing is
it like renaming our Department of Defense to Department of War? Is it bending the knee to Putin?
So when it comes to the Biden administration, when
I didn't ask you about the Biden administration. I asked you about Trump. How does Trump make us look strong?
like in Afghanistan, he didn't withdrew 2,500 soldiers, unlike Biden. And Biden got a lot of innocent people.
All right, bro, dude, calm down with the Biden derangement syndrome. Tell me how you think Trump makes us look strong. Come on, bro. Also, by the way, he did withdraw troops from Afghanistan. You forget that Biden only withdrew the last troops in Afghanistan. They were withdrawing troops for like a year and a half at the end of Trump's term. It's just that Biden withdrew the last troops.
Hello?
So he actually did withdraw troops.
Yeah, so I think the Trump administration is very strong when it comes to like war, facing, because when it came to Iran or Israel, whatever, he didn't let Iran create a nuclear
Iran.
program. I mean, he
He
did
actually
back them
did.
up. Yeah, he stopped them
No,
from
no, he actually
creating.
allowed them. He greenlit them to build nukes when he pulled us out of the JCPOA with him. We had a denuclearization agreement with Iran, preventing them from constructing nuclear weapons. He pulled us out of it in his first term, greenlighting them to build nuclear weapons.
Oh, well, that they didn't show that to the news.
Well, I mean, this was in 2018, so maybe you just weren't paying close enough
Yeah,
attention.
2017, probably 2018.
I'm sorry, my friend. I am going to have to remove you. You're kind of giving me a migraine. The feedback on that mic, you know how it's like, it's kind of difficult to listen to yourself speak, like as you're speaking, but it's like a little bit delayed. It kind of like fucks with your head. It was kind of fucking with my head a little bit. Yo, real quick, Alexa, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo, saying, here's $10 for a birthday drink on me. Thank you for the work you do. Thank you, Alexa. That's actually very fucking kind of you. Let me tell you. So tomorrow night, I'm going to be spending that $10 on a birthday drink, Alexa. I am going to be going to the nicest restaurant in Boulder. Well, at least in my mind, the nicest restaurant in Boulder. I went there like 1 or 2 times when I used to live there. And oh my God, I'm not going to share the name of the restaurant. I'm tempted to, but I won't. And I will be spending that $10 on a nice drink there. So thank you, Alexa. As well as Dustin. Thank you for the $13 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for that love, Dustin. Show some love to Dustin down below. As well as Caitlin with the $10. I've said it before that undocumented immigrants can get mortgages and loans with an ITIN. But I just looked up for filing for a tax refund with only an ITIN. Thought you'd want to know if you're making a false statement. So undocumented immigrants can get mortgages and loans legally. However, like most vendors don't offer them. So like your credit analysis, and you probably like approve the ones who do offer them, but like many don't. Also, Lisa, thank you so much for the $30 over on PayPal, saying, here, have some crepes on me. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. I am going to have some crepes on you. That is very kind of you. Thank you so much. I want to see 300 Lisa W's down below in that comment section. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. Now, Elliot Taylor in the chat says, why do people listen to this kid? Why don't you hop up here, Elliot? I sent you an invite. Are you going to run? Are you going to run away, Elliot? Are you going to run away, Elliot? I think that you should come up here. Come on, Elliot. Don't be scared. I sent you an invite. Oh, I guess he's scared. Kristen with $1 on Venmo says that the word is belligerent, not belligerent. Sorry, I need to get better at fixing that. I do. As well as Steven, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying thank you for doing all that you do. You give me hope for the future of America. Thank you, man. I appreciate you for being here. Come on, Elliot. Don't run, kid. By the way, his bio says 23-year-old grandpa. If true, then very concerning. Very concerning. Holy shit. Very, very, very concerning. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to go out and end for the day. I'm going to hop off. I'm going to go pack my bag, throw it in my car, and head out to Boulder. I'm hyped. Very hyped. Very hyped. So I'm going to go do that now. I won't be live tomorrow. No Dean live. And honestly, I'm pretty excited. I haven't taken a day off in a while. So I will not be live tomorrow. And unfortunately, there's going to be a handful of days throughout the month where I'm not live either. Like, I'm not going to be live when I go out to CSU on the 18th. And I'm not going to be live on the 30th or even likely 1st of September and October. But I rarely take days off. I think this year so far, I've taken like 3 days off. And it is September. So yeah. Rachel, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal, saying happy belated birthday, Dean. Thank you, Rachel. I just wanted to be known. My birthday was like 4 days ago. But thank you. I just want to let you know, like for everybody watching, saying enjoy your weekend. Thank you. You know, I'm happy. I'm happy to finally take some time off. It's very needed. Boy, oh boy. You know, let me tell you guys, it is needed. I love you all though. I'm going to go and hop off. I will see you all on Sunday. And if you want to keep up to date with me, I'm sure I'll be posting on Instagram while I'm gone. Oh, okay. One last donation I want to read off here before we take off. Cher, thank you so much for the $50 donation on PayPal. That is ridiculous. That is so much money. Thank you so much, Cher. That is very, very kind of you. Cher with the $50 says, keep up the good fight. What about the children of Grapists? Will they be loved? Have a good life? Will they get support from their fathers? Will they be okay with knowing that their fathers are Grapists? I'm sure that this was in reference to some conversation. I just forget which one. I'd hope that they wouldn't get support from their fathers if they were born, because I'd hope that their fathers are in jail. Will they be loved and have a good life? Rare but possible. Rare but possible. Would they be okay with knowing that their fathers are Grapists? Probably not. If I had to guess, Cher's probably further back in the live on YouTube. And I think I debated somebody on abortion, specifically about children produced via grape. And she's probably just giving kind of like information in relationship to like maybe why victims of grape should be able to access abortion. But that's it from me. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. You guys have a good rest of your night. Peace and love, guys. See you Sunday. Bye-bye.